is waiting, all systems are go. Are you sure? Control is not convinced, but the computer has the evidence. No need to abort. The countdown starts. Watching in a trance, the crew's certain, nothing left to chance. All is working, trying to relax. Up in the capsule, sent me up a drink. Jokes, Major Tom. The count goes on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Earth below us, drifting, falling, floating, weightless, calling, Second stage is cut. We're now in orbit. Stabilizers up. Running perfect. Starting to collect. Requested data. What will it affect when all is done? Thinks Major Tom. Back at ground control. There is a problem. Go to rockets full. Not responding. Hello, Major Tom. Are you receiving? Turn the thrusters on. We're standing by. There's no reply. 4, 3, 2, 1. Earth below us, drifting, falling, floating, weightless, calling, across the stratosphere, a final message. Give my wife my love, then nothing more. Far beneath the ship, the world is mourning. They don't realize he's alive. No one understands, but Major Tommy's now the life commands. This is my home. I'm coming home. Earth below us, drifting, falling, floating, we're coming home. Earth below us, drifting, falling, floating, weightless, coming home.
There we go. That's Major Tom. I forgot who sings that. Let's call him Jeff. Says thanks, Jeff. Good song. Tyson, how you doing?
I am doing good, I would say.
Good.
There's nothing not good, so then it can only be good.
Have a good week.
I did. The weather was good. Everything was perfect as it should. You know, we got like 80-degree weather, so that's always good.
Oh man, we're still in the 50s in my neck of the woods.
Ooh, I mean, but for you
That's
guys,
not too bad though.
probably. You know, what I'm saying for you guys, it's probably like summer.
Nah, it's hoodie weather. It's kind of that's my jam. I'm fat, so can't do the summer clothes. Those mean nothing to me.
Oh, summer's gonna be terrible. I'm ready for it though.
We are coming up in WrestleMania season. Got some predictions on the way. But first, you want to go ahead and jump into Raw?
Let's get into it.
All right. Sorry, I'm a little off right now. I had my keyboard set up on my station. That kind of froze everything. So I'm kind of like, what I fuck up? What's salvageable? So not my best start. But we are in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Walkers are Gunther. He's still happy about beating Jimmy's ass last week. He's all giddy and laughing and shit. New Day walked, and then the Viking Bikers walked as well because they have a tag match later. And Judgment Day walked, and then Penta, he walked, and then he like did this little dance thing because he had to put some flair into it. He's facing Dominic later. I'm sure that'll be a barn burner.
Of course.
And lastly, Paul Heyman, and he does not look happy. So they recap the triple threat bullshit with the girls, and then Adam Pearce was in the ring. Io, Ripley, and Bianca had a thing again. Io finally stood tall, so that was good. And I didn't watch it, so you'll have to confirm it, but from what I understand, Bianca was heavily booed when she said she was going to win the title.
Well, not just that, but she was booed.
Yeah,
anytime she was going to talk, she was getting booed.
I don't get why.
I don't really get why either. Like what she said was like she was telling the truth, and yeah, people were booing her. Maybe it's because she's telling the truth. Like, so she said that. Okay, so you told me. Okay, so Adam Pearce, he said that this is going to be a triple threat match because they couldn't be professional about things. So he's just making
Ripley
it.
just gets rewarded.
Yeah, it's just a triple threat match. And Bianca, she's like, okay, well, you know what? I'm not even mad anymore. You know, you told me, or you said you got to go win the Elimination Chamber. I did that. You know, Rhea Ripley, she didn't win anything. She didn't win the Royal Rumble. She didn't win the Chamber. But she's getting rewarded. And she said, but it doesn't even matter anymore. I'm going to win the title at WrestleMania. So that's like the whole, she wasn't even lying. Like, she keeps saying Ripley doesn't belong in the match. She didn't win anything to get in there.
She lost.
Yes, she whined her way into the match.
I mean, they shouldn't have had that fucking Io Ripley match.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess you wanted to get everybody on the card, so you could have gone about it a different way.
Of course you could have. Like, either leave them off or have it make sense. Just don't fucking shoehorn shit.
Yeah, and that's basically what happened.
Yes, they contrived a story instead of making an epic WrestleMania match, and this could have been a good story where Ripley could think that she's better than Bianca because Bianca hasn't done shit like all year. Like, you've been wasting away in the tag division. I've been dominating the fucking women's roster. You've been training rookies. I've been the best of the best. sort of, something like that. But instead, we got this fucking stupid 3-way match that nobody wanted.
Well, I think they had to do something because the fan favorite in all this was Io, and people were already huffing and puffing that she's going to get left off of WrestleMania.
She could she not wrestle for one of the other girl belts?
Apparently not. There's only one other, which is the women's world title, because the mid-card titles are not being defended as of yet. Well, definitely the Intercontinental title's not being defended.
Brilliant.
Unless it is.
If it is... Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I'm starting to get a little... My spidey senses are tingling with Lyra Valkyria. And I'll tell you, we'll go into it, but it's starting to seem like they're trying to, like, make her something.
They've been trying to make her something.
No, but it was really... First of all, she had her match with Bayley on Raw, and then on SmackDown, they ran the gauntlet, the whole thing. So, what was it, like the first 40 minutes of SmackDown? And it was something that Michael Cole said during the match. I'm like, uh-oh. This during the Intercontinental title match. Like, uh-oh.
Well, I just don't know why Bianca's getting booed.
I don't either.
Like, if anybody should be getting booed, it's Ripley.
Yes, and she's actually playing the heel on this whole thing and getting
Absolutely.
cheered. But maybe it's just because fans love her because, you know, she's Rhea Ripley.
I would rather see Io in a really good singles match. Like, have Asuka come back and turn on her or something. Like, if you're just going to fucking make a match out of nowhere.
Yeah, or Kyrie, she's whatever she's doing. She's posting gym pictures, and that's about it.
There you go. Isn't she hurt?
I don't know. Maybe she is. But she's posting gym pictures, so she ain't that hurt.
Is that something to investigate? Do I need to get some workout tips from Kyrie?
No, it's just like she's posting her gains pretty much.
Oh. What you doing, Kyrie?
Like flexing her stomach and but I do want to shout out Io in this segment because she was wearing these booty shorts. So there's that.
Oh, I'm not a well. I appreciated Bianca's all black look. I'll just say that.
Yeah, she has been.
I almost got myself in trouble there.
I was watching with the roommate, and she's like, "Look at Io with those booty shorts." I was like, "Oh, I didn't notice." Oh, really? I didn't notice.
Although the winner, of course, was Stratton.
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't understand the whole dynamic with the triple threat shit. It's stupid. They shouldn't be having the match. It should be a singles match. There's other ways to get Io, the fan favorite, on the fucking card. Besides this. And if she's the fan favorite, why has she been treated like a bitch the entire time? They want to appease the fans. Why are they making the fan favorite the little child?
I don't know. That's the story they're telling, I guess.
Yeah, dumb. So then they announce that there's a fucking fatal 4-way match for the Intercontinental title. It's Penta, Balor, Dominic, and Braun Breaker. Then the Judgment Day are backstage. And Balor can't believe that he and Dominic are going to be in the same match. And Liv reveals that it was her idea to better the odds of bringing the title back to the Judgment Day. And then Balor sneak disses Dominic and says he's on his own against Penta. He's like, oh, they're saying that you can't do it. You're weak. You're pathetic. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But I believe in you.
Yeah. That's what they're saying. I believe in you.
And then Bayley lost to the ugly NXT chick again. They wrestled for the girls' belt.
Yes. Now, during this, they were really trying to put this match over, like calling it instant classic, and Michael Cole's talking about he got the Rock's goosebumps at the end of the match.
Michael, he's sitting down. I don't want to fucking hear him.
Well, there's that, but that's what, like, when I heard that, I was like, uh-oh. When he didn't say the Rock's goosebumps, he said, I got chills from that match.
Ugh.
I was like, oh, they're trying to push her. They're trying to make her, like, I don't know, the top girl. I don't know. Like, I don't know. They're just really trying to get her over as, like, something special.
And she's
Maybe
not.
she can be, but
I guess.
I need to see some character development. Is what I need to see.
That woo shit. It's that woo, woo. Fuck you. Fuck all of you.
Yeah. She's born.
I just want to douse all you in napalm. God damn. Oh yeah, then they announced that Bayley and the ugly NXT chick are gonna tag in the gauntlet match. So
Yep.
Talk about that later. Then American Made had a thing with Burt Kreischer. Gable says he knows Kreischer came to see him in his hometown, but that won't happen. Instead, we're going to watch Gable's good friend El Grande Americano compete instead. Kreischer said he didn't come to see Gable. Then Otis and his stupid team fucking interrupted. Kreischer and Otis ripped their shirts off and hugged. And I was sickened. Something about fat men hugging.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy was, but
he's a comedian.
Yeah, apparently his thing is taking his shirt off, I guess, because he did it like every time he was on TV.
Yeah, that's his gimmick. He performs with his shirt off because he's a fat guy. He's funny. He's funny enough. Just kind of small doses. Kind of. He's no Dave Chappelle.
Well, obviously.
Right, yeah. So Ludwig Kaiser had a commercial interview. He's still pissed that he's not having a WrestleMania match. Says now there's going to be consequences. The Hole doing the interview asked if that was a threat. He says, no. The threat was last week. That was a promise. We're going to have to see.
Well, yeah. I don't know how he's going to get in there. He's not going to get in WrestleMania. Unless you count SmackDown, because they will have the Andre Memorial Battle Royal at SmackDown. So they announced. So maybe if that
did they really?
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Jesus. I'm not watching that. That better be fucking pre-show. That better be an NXT thing.
The official SmackDown.
Well, AJ Styles had an interview. He says, what did he say? Oh, the experience is going to help him overcome Logan Paul. Then Karrion Kross interrupted him. He says, we need to see the real AJ again. Kross says Styles is going to lose at WrestleMania. And for some reason, if AJ loses, we all lose. And then Styles says, oh, you want to see the real AJ? Well, I'll see you in the ring next week. And Scarlett said, got him.
Yeah, he's gonna lose to AJ Styles next week. Right where you want him.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. So Chad Gable and his stupid team won a match. Cueto gave Gable a piece of metal to put in his mask, and he went on a headbutting spree.
El Grande Americana is who that was, not Chad Gable.
And I hate that Luchador Gable is still paired with these useless fucks. Like, I like
It's
it
not
better
Chad
when
Gable.
I think it would work better if Gable was in the team and then El Grande Americano was his own thing, and then Gable would pretend he doesn't know who it is, and then the team would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I thought that was better.
Well, it is Chad Gable, so.
Okay. And then Ray asked for a match with El Grande Americano at WrestleMania because he disrespects the heritage that that's his, you know.
Yeah.
And later, Gable comes out, says he just comes out, addresses the fans, says he can't wait to watch the match next week or at WrestleMania. So there's that.
At least he got out there in front of his hometown.
Do you think they're killing the gimmick already?
No.
Okay.
I think it's one of the more interesting things that is on the show right now, so.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan and No Definition Rodriguez had a commercial interview. Whatever.
It was during the commercial, so.
Yeah. So they recap Gunther decimating Jimmy last week.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, yep.
I do want to say, and I see these, like, the creators in the space, they got VPN so they can watch the shit during the commercials. It's like, imagine you go buy this, like, let's say you're on the up and up and you're doing this all legit. You go and buy VPN so you can watch this shit. Like that, the other week when they were overseas and they gave the American audience the commercial free experience.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, imagine even, let's say you don't pay for a VPN, maybe, but you still install it. I'm a guy who's like, I'm weird about extensions on browsers.
Okay.
You at least got to run an extension. And it's like, you're doing all this for this. Just this out.
I don't do that at all.
That's why I said if you're doing it legitimately.
I'm doing it legitimately.
Okay. We don't need to get into it.
All right.
We're on the. Yeah. We don't need to promote how you watch.
I will not have you disparage
watch.
the good goddamn name of Tingwa.
Yeah. I'm just saying, we don't need to call out how you watch Raw and how I watch AEW pay-per-views.
Well, anyway, they recap Gunther decimating Jimmy last week. But before Gunther can say anything, or Gunther comes out, but before he can say anything, Jay immediately comes out. Because that's what they do now. And Jay comes through the crowd. He's super serious. And Gunther takes his jacket off and he's dancing. He's laughing. Jay gets to the ring. Gunther's about to say something. And Jay just slaps the mic out of his hand. He asks Gunther if he has a mom. And it looks like Gunther says no. So Jay asked him what he talked about this weekend with her anyway. Which I thought was funny. He tells Gunther that he had to tell his mom that her other son was in the hospital with a shit ton of stitches across his forehead. And Mama Uso asked why Jay didn't protect him. Jay said because he was afraid of Gunther. And no mention of being physically restrained with the zip tie. I guess Mama Uso doesn't need to know that. And Jay tells Gunther that you already had me beat mentally. Then you had to get my family involved, Oos. You know how I feel about my family, especially Jimmy. He tells Gunther that he violated his twin right in front of him, and he's never felt more helpless. And in Jay's darkest moment, a light bulb went off, and Jay realized he's not scared of Gunther anymore. And Jay says the night before WrestleMania is going to pray for forgiveness for the man he's about to become. Because he's getting Gunther for the Usos. And then Gunther starts to look worried. He's not smiling anymore. Because, of course, they have to emasculate him further before WrestleMania 41. He's got to be more bitched out before dropping the title that he did nothing with. Which none of this fits, because this hasn't happened. Each week, not only has Jay demonstrated absolutely no fear when it comes to Gunther, he's gotten the better of the champion at least twice. In fact, up until last week, you could say the whole feud has been nothing but a minor inconvenience for Jay. So I don't understand where this fear and I'm scared of you shit is coming from.
Well, that was their pivot, or not pivot. That's what they went to after he botched that top rope.
Oh, fuck you.
That tope suicida, or tope con hero.
I don't buy it. That's bullshit. It's stupid.
Well, I did have a problem with this segment, and it wasn't that.
Because they talked?
Yes.
Yeah.
This guy just beat the shit out your brother, left him bloody. You said that, by the way. You said that when you got in the ring. He beat the shit out of his brother. He's laughing in your face about what he did. And you're over here talking.
He's dancing to your own music.
Yeah. And I'm not because they didn't go with my idea, it sucked. No. Do something other than just have a conversation.
Yeah, a polite conversation after that.
Yeah, so I was a little let down. And like I said, I was watching with the roommate, and I told her, because Jay Uso's music hits, and he starts coming through the crowd. I said, if he starts eating, we're turning this off.
I was waiting for it too.
I was like, if he comes out here happy and eating, we're done with Raw for now.
No, I thought he was going to do is come out serious and then just start doing the hand bob thing. And then I was going to turn it off. Good dude, gangster yeets.
Yeah, so he didn't eat. So I guess that was at least that. But
that was appropriate. Yeah,
he should have been out for blood.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. But he wasn't. He had a calm conversation with Gunther and then didn't even slap him.
Yeah, didn't touch him. No pull apart brawl. And that's Triple H's thing, pull apart brawl. They didn't even do it this time.
No. Well, then they recap the end of SmackDown with the favor and all that shit. Yeah. I forgot. Fuck me. Well, the New Day faced the Viking Bikers for the tag titles. Apparently, New Day celebrated 6 years since Kofi won the WWE title, and they posted a picture and they cropped Big E out of the picture. It was funny. I would pay to see this version of Kofi as champion. I like this Kofi.
He is doing good work.
So Tony Hinchcliffe was on commentary. Hinchcliffe's commentary was panned on Twitter, which I thought was just serviceable. I thought it was just as serviceable as the two homos that do it permanently sitting next to him. That'd be Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. Hinchcliffe also made a joke about Big E's neck after clearly demonstrating that he's a heel commentator by saying that all they say is this version of the New Day is so much better without Big E. It was a nothing line that in a normal world would be something that you just, let roll off your shoulders. Not Big E, though. He felt the need to say some big-ass statement about not caring about other people's opinions. It was like at least 2 paragraphs about not caring.
Well, for Big E, I think he had to address it because he didn't have to, but from what I hear, they asked him about it because he does like the Raw recap or something.
Okay.
And they asked him about it, and then he gave his little 2 cents about it.
Oh, okay, then I'm wrong. I thought he posted something on Twitter. That's my bad then.
No, yeah, he said it because they asked him about it. But
Gotcha. Okay. Oh man, I had a good line about his muscles being fueled by estrogen. Damn it.
Well, they might be. And first of all, the joke wasn't funny, and it was unnecessary. Like, I get it.
No, it wasn't funny. I mean, it was, but yeah, it wasn't unnecessary. He was a heel commentator. He was just talking about how the New Day's better with Kofi and Woods. He also prefaced it by saying he's a lifelong WWE fan. He always has wrestlers on his when Joe Rogan has wrestlers on, he's always around.
Oh, he's in the Joe Rogan camp?
Yeah, he's a roast comedian. So he's like, this is another thing. He's the comedian that made the Puerto Rico joke and everybody got pissed off.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
He is doing the roast, because one of the many things they have going on at WrestleMania is the roast of WrestleMania. So he is the host of that. So I get it. I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to, oh yeah, if you think that's something, you come to watch the roast of WrestleMania. It's gonna be but yeah, it wasn't funny. And I think it was unnecessary. Like, you could have just left it as.
It's not anything that Jesse Ventura wouldn't have said.
He wouldn't have said that.
Yes, he would have.
He would have kept it. Like he said, they're better since they dropped the dead weight. Good. Leave it there. Then you got to go. Oh, he said the only thing stiffer than Michael Cole is Big E's neck.
That's it.
And it's like why you got to go there? Especially
because he was just talking shit about Big E.
Well, he's not there to defend himself.
So
he's not there. He's not.
He just said before that everybody his entire town has been discussing the ongoings of New Day, and they've all been saying that New Day is far superior without Big E. This whole town. And then right after that, because I don't know what was said after that, but then that's when he made the necklace. So he was still talking about Big E. It's not like it was out of nowhere. I agree with you. It wasn't a particularly funny line. It's like, okay, I see. But it wasn't unnecessary. It was part of the subject. It made sense. There was context. He didn't just they didn't go into something else and like, oh, by the way, Big E's neck.
Just circle it back.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that piece of shit, Big E. I don't know. It was nothing. But we're in a hypersensitive little vagina-infested world now, so of course people are gonna. Oh, it's unnecessary.
Well, maybe I'm just sensitive to it because it's Big E. Like, make that joke about.
Fuck Big E. What's he done? Oh, he just bitches.
No, go make that joke about Edge or. The Vikings right there. You could have made some jokes about them, or Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Adam Pearce. The list can go on there, but Big E should be off limits.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's what it is, because Big E is so endeared to everybody. Well, maybe also that's why he threw that line in, because he knew it was going to ruffle some feathers. You think that's going to get you in the building for his show?
I don't understand why people get upset about celebrities coming in and just like saying disrespectful shit when WWE gets down on its knees and lets celebrities just piss in its mouth for $1 any day of the week. Either treat the product like it's supposed to be respected and not a joke, or don't get all bent out of shape when something like this happens. And nothing happened, by the way.
It was also a slow news week, so
True.
It had to get blown out of proportion a little bit.
Well, it's also blown out of proportion because Trump had him at one of his rallies. So he's already persona non grata.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Well, anyway, New Day won by disqualification. For some reason, the Viking Bikers were upset about not losing their titles. I don't get that. You lose by disqualification and then you're upset.
Yeah, I don't know.
So then New Day beat the shit out of the Viking Bikers after and targeted Eric's surgically repaired neck. Ivar got off easily. He was just tossed in the timekeeper area. So it was nice of them. And then they tried to do a modified concerto to Eric after the match, but they were stopped because it takes Kofi 20 years to climb up the top rope. I don't know. I enjoy get rid of Woods. He's still being a joke, but I'm enjoying Kofi.
I'm liking Woods here too.
Okay.
Like his delivery is funny. Like
yeah,
as he was getting taken back, the officials telling him about Eric's neck. He's like, I don't give a damn about his neck.
He's funny. That's all I see him as, though. I can't take him seriously. Like if he was screaming him at my face saying that he was going to kick my ass, I think I'd still laugh. And he'd probably kick my ass.
Yeah, he does kind of have that, like, I don't know, maybe it's because he's like a smaller person, but he just has that, I can't take you serious.
Yeah. I can't take you seriously as you're putting your foot up my ass.
You're laughing about it.
Yeah. Then they did a Cody Cena hype video to a really shitty song. It's probably Jelly Donut or whatever the fuck that is.
Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Maybe. By the way, he was at Pat McAfee up against Dynamite, which I'm waiting for I didn't look at the numbers, but I'm sure that's going to be. Oh, well, the Pat McAfee show had this special on YouTube, and that's why the ratings were down. But Jelly Roll he was there and he did like a performance. He actually won me over a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to go listen to him or anything, but he started doing some rap songs because I guess he's a country guy, and he said, so he did his country songs, and he's like, but I grew up on gangster rap, and then he started doing like he did Eminem and
yeah, Eminem's real gangster rap.
Well, that was just one of the songs. They did other songs too, but yeah, it won me over a little bit with that. But again, I'm not too much. I'm not gonna buy his album or anything. But he ain't on my playlist. Let's just say.
Do you think Eminem's the best rapper of all time?
I don't know. He's up there. I'll put him in the top 3, maybe. If I was really pressed to it.
That's fair. Dominic then lost to Penta. Dominic and Carlito just beat his ass after the match. Breaker came out and he speared everybody. Everybody got their dicks hard over. He speared Carlito. He ran down the ramp and then jumped in the air. He basically did a a flip in midair and Carlito was in the way.
He speared the shit out of Carlito. And
Yeah.
Carlito even posted he posted on social media, I think it was like that night or the next day, like my service is gonna be at this day. Like his memorial.
I would still take just about any Goldberg spear over that one. That's just me.
I don't know. That might have been the best spear. Just
That's what
like the fact that he didn't slow down at all. Now that's why he did the flip, but he didn't slow down a little bit. Like he ran full speed, and that's how you don't kill him. The best Goldberg spear I've seen probably was like Dolph Ziggler, because that one just sticks out to me. Like he killed Dolph Ziggler. Also, Goldberg keeps posting that one himself. Like, he has a Twitter account now or something, and he keeps posting like, "Oh, best, often imitated but never duplicated, the best spear in the business," talking about himself. And he posts like
that's his favorite subject.
Yeah, he posts like his spear. He posted Edge's spear. He posted Roman Reigns' spear, Bobby Lashley. So everybody's spear except for Rhino. He didn't post Rhino's. I noticed that. And Braun Breaker. He didn't post his. So
that's respect.
And then, yeah, Rhino's spear might equal what Goldberg did. And then, yeah, there's Braun Breaker's probably one of. Oh, he posted Jey Uso's spear, which probably didn't even have to post.
You're right.
But yeah.
Well, I thought it was good, but I mean, I didn't just get my dick out and start beating it. It wasn't that great.
I said, when I saw it, I was like, good God. And, I'm not like a overreact person like these, like the reactors. Tesh and them. Oh my God! Like that, so.
Well, after Breaker speared everybody, then Balor came out and he took out Breaker with something. I don't know what the move is. But then Breaker got up immediately and almost speared Balor, but Balor ran off. So Breaker's a superhuman.
Yep. It's almost as if he should retain.
I wonder if they're moving it to Penta.
I think I know who's walking out as champion.
Okay, cool. Well, then we get Paul Heyman. Comes out and he says he wants to get two things addressed right off the bat. One, he's always going to be loyal to the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. And he will always be loyal. And two, he will always be loyal to his best friend, CM Punk. And being loyal to one isn't being disloyal to the other. So about WrestleMania. And then fucking Seth Rollins comes out. Why? I don't know. But he wants to know who... Oh, he tells us. He wants to know who sides with Heyman. He wants to know whose side Heyman's going to be on. When we already heard 100 times from commentary that Paul Heyman himself that he's going to be on, CM Punk's corner. Rollins says Heyman can't play both sides of the fence, so no matter how hard he tries. And Roman doesn't love you. He just likes that you do shit for him. He said Roman lost and went away for months. And he left you with Solo. So he doesn't respect you. And Rollins said we waited for weeks wondering when Roman's going to come save you from Solo. Did he ever save you, Paul? What happened, Paul? Put you through a table. And Rollins says, you know who didn't save you? Your best friend CM Punk. Punk left. And what did he do? He didn't take you with him. Instead, he tried to destroy everything you've been building here. And then he comes back and he doesn't seek you out. He doesn't hug you. And Punk wasn't the first choice at War Games. I was. I was the first. He was the last. He didn't do it out of the kindness of his heart. He didn't do it for you. He did it for a favor. Rollins says Heyman is in a tough spot. And the easiest thing for him to do would be to just not show up and let the three men fight them for themselves. But Rollins knows Heyman can't and won't do that. So maybe there's a way to remove Heyman from the equation. And it's going to be for Heyman's own good. And then Seth volunteers. He says he'll make it quick and easy. And he just starts putting his hands on him. And Heyman's like, "Get your damn hands off me!" And Punk comes out. And Rollins and Punk brawl ringside. And Punk gets Rollins on the steel steps. And he's about to curb stomp him. And then Rollins ends up fleeing to the ring. And he lures Punk in. And Punk gets curb stomped. And Heyman's kneeling and tending to Punk. Rollins sees him. And he runs. He goes to curb stomp Heyman. But Rollins' foot just lands inches away from Heyman's head. And then Rollins gets on the mic and says, "Now you owe me a favor." Fuck you. Fuck all of you. Fuck this shit. I'm so sick of favors.
Yes, more favors. And
oh my God.
So what, again, and this goes back to what we were talking about last week. If he does, let's say he does a Rollins favor. First of all, what would he owe him a favor for? For not stomping him? And two.
Yes, for sparing him.
Yeah. And then number two, what pull would Paul Heyman have to get Seth Rollins a favor outside of, because again, for Punk, he's going to be in Punk's corner, but he didn't have enough pull to get him a title match, or maybe again, he can talk his way into it, but
it sounds like Punk's too stupid to ask for a title match, though. He didn't ask for it. All he asked for was Heyman to be in his corner.
Yeah. Now the video package made it seem like it made more sense because Punk is his best friend, and they had that conversation way back then, and he told Punk he was going to be a main eventer of WrestleMania. So
yeah,
now
but you just ask. You don't go into a War Games match and say, "Well, the only way for me to do that is for a favor from you," and then build that up for 5 months, and then say, "Oh, the favor I've been building up for 5 months, the reason why I went to War Games and saved the fucking tribal chief and all that shit. Oh, I just want you to stand with me at WrestleMania because you said that 20 years ago. Give me a break."
Well, Heyman got off pretty easy.
He could have just asked.
He could have.
That's something you just say, hey, Paul, 20 years ago, you said this. I want you to be in my corner. And then you don't have to be in the stupid triple threat match with Roman Reigns. They could just have a singles match with Seth Rollins. CM Punk could be in something more interesting. Could all make sense. Now.
Again, they got to get everybody on the card. All these multi-matches.
You can do that without fucking doing all these. Yeah, you don't have to do so many multi-man matches.
Yeah,
you can do singles matches.
Battle Royal.
You don't even have to do a battle. You can do singles matches. You got 2 fucking nights. You're telling me you 2 fucking nights. The only thing you can come up with is all these fucking 4-ways and triple threat matches. Fuck you.
Well, I guess the good thing is it's not going to be like a 9-hour long pay-per-view.
No, it's going to be a 9-hour long pay-per-view spread out into 2 nights.
It's much easier to digest.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, I guess we just go over it quick. So, we're going to do like we did last time, We'll do night 1, and then next week we'll do night 2.
Explain that to me.
Like, we're going to cover night 1 on our show, and then next week we'll cover night 2.
So the night 2 will be a week late.
Well, that's how we did it last year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. I'm just so I'm understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll do it that way.
I wonder what I didn't even look back. I wonder what our views on that was. Probably nothing.
Was anybody watching? No. Let's check.
I might do a watch along for night 2.
Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna watch along. I'm gonna be hooting and hollering and backflipping.
Is that just like your watch along for WWE 2K, whatever the fuck, and your Raw watch alongs and?
Well, yeah. So it happens to also be Easter, so I think everybody's gonna be out of the house. So I might be able to. If they're out of the house, then yeah, I'm gonna go watch along.
Oh, it is Easter. Good deal. What am I doing? Oh, playlist. Check. Ultimate WrestleMania Rewind. Hashtag.
It's going good.
What was it? WrestleMania 41? 40.
40.
Oh, where the fuck is it?
Hold on, I'll go look.
73 views. And then 34 for night 2. Good deal.
Oh. So we did it a week late and still got 34 views. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. And that was when we weren't popular.
Yeah. I know. Right now we're on a bit of a little hot streak.
A little bit.
Now, we're getting like constant 300, 400 views on videos.
That's good. I mean, we're still lacking in that engagement.
What do you mean? We got a lot of comments.
There's a couple comments, but it doesn't just like the likes and the like people are watching, but they're not even bothering to comment or like or dislike.
Well,
and they don't watch for very long.
It's good that they don't dislike it. I don't know if my ego can take that.
Yeah, that's true.
I honestly don't even check it, to be honest.
I do, because that's the only feedback we get. I mean, we get the occasional comment, but most of the time it's off base, like we're AEW shills, or what was the one that? Oh, the one that said that we need to grow up because we said that Mickey James shows her ass or something. They clearly didn't watch the video.
Wait, what?
Let me get it.
Oh, the guy who was talking about her history of debauchery, and then he said, "I know this because I'm a Mickey James stan," or whatever he said. That guy.
Yeah, he said, yeah, something about showing their ass. That we need to grow up. We have too much time on our hands. Oh, all I see is their ass. What the fuck's wrong with that? LOL, bro. You literally have too much time on your hands. Okay. I didn't even whatever.
Whoa, where
like
are these?
clearly
I
you
didn't
didn't
see
watch
these comments.
you didn't watch the video. Why would I address that?
Well, they never, a lot of people just, and I guess this is just a a good part on me, they just click in and comment on the title.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you just all you did was come in there to dispute the title. That that's part of the game. That's what I'm going for.
What's the like and dislike on that?
I mean, I expect that there's going to be dislikes because we have opinions, and when you have opinions,
of course.
you're going to upset half of the people. What does it say when you take a side, you lose the other side or whatever, something like that. That's why a lot of these.
I guess what I'm looking for is like 100% dislikes. You know what I mean? Like if there's a majority or like some sort of trend. Like 1 or 2 dislikes, I'm not gonna lose sleep over.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't even check them because, well, for one, I usually am looking on my phone and it doesn't show you. Like you gotta go out of your way to go find it. So I just see where our views are, see where our watch time is. That's the biatch, the watch time. Gotta get that watch time up. That's what I'm gonna do.
I honestly thought we were gonna get roasted on that Mickey James video, or I was gonna get roasted rather. And yeah, pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, you
seemed to agree with me.
Yeah, you had that one guy agree with you, but he also called you John. So how good was it after all?
Called me John.
Yeah, he
Who the
said,
fuck
I
is
agree
John?
See, he's like, I agree with John.
Okay.
Well, take your opinion with that information in mind.
Oh, because I think John Cena.
Oh, maybe. Oh.
Anyway, let's move on to SmackDown. Which is in Seattle, Washington. And the Walkers are Drew McIntyre, who's wearing an eye patch. He's followed by Damian Priest, and they'll be in a face-to-face later after trying to kill each other for the past few weeks, which is so fucking backwards to me. The evil Mexicans were standing and talking, and then Rey Fenix walked. He didn't put nearly as much flair as Penta did. I don't think they're brothers. Rey's facing an evil Mexican later that isn't Escobar. And then Cody Rhodes was signing shit. So we'll get at least a 10 to 20 minute talking segment from him, I'm sure. Nick Aldis opens, and he says there was a lot of exciting moments last week, memorable moments on SmackDown, but he's only here to address one. And Aldis has been instructed to maintain professionalism, and that's just what he'll do. So he invites Randy Orton to the ring. Orton comes out, says he can tell by the way Aldis is looking that he took last week really personally. And he asks Aldis how he didn't see himself eating an RKO at some point, since this happened same time last year. Orton paid double just in case it happened again. Orton said, I paid in advance. It happened again. So we're even. And then Orton begs for a match at WrestleMania from Aldis, even if Aldis has to dust off his wrestling boots and get in the ring himself. Aldis says WWE is doing record business. This isn't about money. It's about respect. I can't do my job if you don't respect me. Orton says he does respect Aldis, but if he doesn't get a WrestleMania match, he can't promise he's going to apologize to his shithead wife, Mickey James, for what he's going to do to him. And Aldis starts to bow up to Orton. Then Solo's music plays for some reason. Solo comes out with Tama Tonga. He tells Aldis to get Orton out of the ring because no one wants to hear him cry. Solo tells Orton to give it up because he's in the past, just like LA Knight's going to be in the past because Jacob Fatu's going to dog walk his ass at WrestleMania. Orton can't believe Solo and Tama have the balls to interrupt him while he's begging for a WrestleMania match and wants to fight both of them. So Solo and Tama beat the shit out of Randy Orton until LA Knight comes out and chases the bad guys off. So then we get the obligatory tag match scheduled later because LA Knight wanted it.
Yep. Now, when Solo's music hit, I'm like, are they just gonna just randomly, no build, just make us? Oh, there's your WrestleMania opponent right there. Like with absolutely no story.
Sounds like it.
Because Solo doesn't have a match as of now. Randy doesn't have a match, but if you look at the WrestleMania card, there's 7 matches on one night and 6 matches on the other. So I expect that will be Randy Orton's match. What they're going to make sense of in a week, I don't know. Unless they do, basically, like I said, for Randy Orton, you're going to go out there, I'm going to handpick you an opponent, and you'll find out when the music hits. And then it would be Aleister Black.
No, what's going to happen is next week he's going to either he's going to fight with Solo, and then the match is going to get set up if it's not set up already.
I guess at least it gets them on the card.
Well, then we get the girls' gauntlet match. Bayley and the ugly NXT chick are facing Morgan and No Definition Rodriguez for their girl belts. It's a good thing they were able to slap a random team together instead of using the established teams they already have on the roster. That's nice of them. Anything to add?
I don't know. This is like the first 40 minutes of SmackDown. Well, you had the Randy Orton segment, but then this gauntlet match, I guess it kind of showed how weak the division was. Because you had Caden Carter, Katana Chance, you had Maxine Dupree and Natalia was a team. B-Fab and Michin was a team. So all these teams were just like come together within the last couple weeks, if that. And the only, I would say, legit team, and it's just because they're all together, is the Secret Harvest. Piper Niven and
Chelsea's handlers.
Yes. So I'd say they would be the only legit team in that, and they ended up losing. There was a moment where, actually, it's not important. Yeah. NXT, Valkyria and Bayley are going to WrestleMania to win titles, or maybe win titles. I don't know if they're going to win. Maybe it's just to set up Bayley and Valkyria's feud, because during the Intercontinental title match, Bayley, after she lost, via roll-up, by the way, after she lost, she didn't want to shake Valkyria's hand. And then she had a second thought about it, and then went back and shook her hand.
They hugged.
Her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're teasing some dissension there. Heel turn, maybe.
All right.
You know, the Bayley that just turned face is going to turn back heel.
Well, it's been a year.
Yeah.
DIY, Pretty Gay, and Motor City Machine Guns were all backstage. I skipped every bit of it.
I guess the quick overview of it was DIY was complaining because whoever they faced last week cheated. Oh, Motor City, they cheated because they used the exposed turnbuckle, but they were explaining this to DIY, and DIY is like, we don't buy it, and then they leave, and then Motor City, I don't know why I'm blanking on the name. Motor City comes in, and they tell DIY that they have a tag team match, a title match against the Street Profits. So that was that. Get them all off TV. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
And I like Ciampa and Gargano, but get them off TV until you got something more interesting for them.
Yeah, I just saw him watching TV, and Gargano was jumping up and down like a little kid, and I just didn't have any patience.
They were pointing out that they cheated.
Like it was basically just one of them video game segments. You know, when Vince was around, they were all backstage playing video games for some reason. That led to matches.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
Oh, you paused my game.
Let's fight about it in the ring. So an evil Mexican that isn't Escobar lost to Rey Fénix. It took Fénix a really long time again to beat a nobody. I like the little tightrope. Whatever. I like the little tightrope kick Fénix does. It's pretty cool. So then Escobar came out after the match. He tried to get the evil Mexican to shake Fénix's hand, and his evil Mexican didn't want to. And later, Escobar completely contradicts his attitude because he hugged his evil Mexican, and he's like, "Oh, you did a good job, but I want you to shake Rey Fénix's hand because he did a good job too." And then his evil Mexican said, "Fuck you, and fuck him too." He did like this little pussy handshake thing, and then Escobar embraced Fénix, and he was like, "Oh, good job. I like what you did out there." So then later, Escobar, he's like, "I'm so disappointed in you. You're a piece of shit." So completely contradicted his attitude in the ring. So then he tells his evil Mexican he's going to go personally congratulate Rey Fénix, even though he visibly just did that also in the ring. So no idea what that was about. And then Andrade returns. He's still alive, and he comes to console Escobar's evil Mexican, and the evil Mexican tells Andrade to fuck off. And Andrade just looked. He took his sunglasses off and just looked away.
Yeah. There's a lot of moving parts here, and I don't know what's going on.
Do you care?
So, yeah.
That's the most important part.
I'm giving him a chance.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we got Escobar, who's right now a heel, but by the way, they were just face a couple weeks back, and then they went back to it anyway. So he's a heel, but he's like sucking off Rey Fénix.
He's doing to Rey Fénix what Rey Mysterio did to him with Dragon Lee.
Well, it's like he's trying to pull Rey Fénix into into Legado.
And he's clearly like I don't know, pushing the other guys aside for it.
Well, I don't know what he's doing there. But then you got Andrade, who's buttering up the part of his group.
Yeah.
Because he was, because Humberto was distraught, and Escobar was basically, "I'm disappointed in you, like be better." And then, in walks Andrade, and he's like, "No, you should be proud. That was good. You did good out there. You didn't win, but you did good." So it's like he's recruiting Humberto, and geez, and Escobar is recruiting Rey. Now, what that all means is, all the Latino,
the Mexicans are still fighting. It's like a constant civil war between the Mexicans.
Yes, that's what it does to me.
No matter what, the Mexicans are going to fight.
Because that's always the running joke. It's like when you bring in a new luchador, oh, you gonna face Legato or you gonna face the LWO?
Yeah.
Just depends on if you're gonna be face or heel.
Right. Or are you going to join? Are you going to join or are you going to face them?
Yeah, they're gonna recruit you, but we'll figure out what to do from there.
Well, then now there's the Judgment Day. They seem to want another luchador.
Well, I think they kind of gave up on getting Penta.
Oh, of course.
But I do think it's funny that Andrade, maybe he's been on TV and I just haven't seen it, but I do think it's funny that he had that tweet last week about how great of a woman Charlotte Flair is, and now here he is back on TV.
Yeah, there you go. Well, then we had a girls interview and then a girls match. I didn't watch either one of them. I think Stratton was interviewed. I can't.
Oh, yeah. So Stratton was interviewed. So they initially said that they had. Okay, so before SmackDown went on the air, there was a clip that floated around where Charlotte Flair attacked Tiffany Stratton in the parking lot. And
okay.
Now the funniest part was the Street Profits were also there, and they were just watching it like,
That's the realest thing ever.
Yeah, like they weren't trying to get involved. They weren't trying to break it up. They were just like tapping each other on the shoulder, watching it. And like the ultimate, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had that. So they said,
and then they run Charlotte, when like the authorities come.
Yeah, of course. And I said, well, not to get racial, but two white women fighting, there's nothing good with them getting involved.
No shit. Well, I can see two black men just standing and talking, and then a fight breaks out, and then they just sit and watch.
Yeah.
And then, like the white dudes they get involved. Like, hey guys, break it up. You don't see brothers trying to break up a fight usually.
No, they're gonna let it go.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll break it up eventually, like
when it gets real. Like, all right, that's enough.
Like his brain guy's not moving anymore.
His brains are leaking out of his ears. That's enough.
Yeah, one guy's unconscious and he's still getting kicked. They let him get a couple more kicks, and it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Just kicking his unconscious body. And they're like, oh, all right. That's enough.
I see World Star. I know how it goes.
But yeah, so you had that break, and then that led to them being in the ring, so Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton were supposed to be sent home. And then, for whatever reason, Tiffany Stratton was there. In walks Roxanne Perez. She's talking about how she's not on the card at Stand and Deliver, so she's here to talk to Nick Aldis to see if she can get on the WrestleMania card. In walks Tiffany Stratton. That sets up a match between her and Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton won, obviously. And then post-match, Charlotte Flair attacked Tiffany Stratton, who was, again, not supposed to be there. And then the weirdest part of it all was Wade Barrett, got involved. So Charlotte Flair, she throws Tiffany over the announce table, and then Wade Barrett's now standing in between them. He's like, "You gotta get yourself fired, Charlotte," like he did with Drew McIntyre, essentially.
Yeah.
So
did Charlotte throw Wade Barrett?
No.
Okay.
At least that didn't happen. But
that would have been funny. Just throws him over the barricade.
yeah, just manhandles.
Yeah. Like it's a fucking Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I'd actually pay to see that.
Well, yeah, there you have it. That's what happened there.
Okay.
I will say though, yes, this build has been a train wreck, but of the build, it's probably the better. I don't know. I think it's. I think they're doing pretty good, as in like keeping the interest there, at least for the build. I'm not saying for the match, just saying for the build, because you don't know really what's going to happen, and they're trying to keep it as shoot as possible. Like you have, I don't know. Now there's stories floating around that like there's real life heat between them two and such.
Yeah, but then they both posted on social media. Like Charlotte said something about her character. She wanted to apologize for something her character said because it got real. Something to those effects. And she's like, I should have never called the Milwaukee fans smart.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, she
Stratton
posted that.
said she wanted to replace Charlotte, and I don't care.
Oh, and there was Tiffany Stratton, she posted a picture on social media of her working out. And then in the DMs, her boyfriend, Ludwig Kaiser, said, check your DMs. And I was like, oh, everybody was going crazy over that. But yeah, I think interest level, because again, all these builds, they're not really doing much, but at least this one is like interest because of how much of a train wreck it is.
If you say so. I'm disinterested because of how much of a train wreck it is. That and I mean, to begin with, Stratton had to win. Now I'm like, I don't give a shit if she wins or not.
And at this point, I can't tell you who's going to win or not.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later, but I can't tell you right this second.
Well, Naomi had a promo after that. I was actually, I gave this a chance. Everybody was saying, oh, they're doing really good acting and these girls are on fire and just revolutionary promos from Naomi and Jade. Well, especially Naomi. I got up to her fake laugh and I was done. She can't act, and her fake laugh is atrocious.
Fair enough.
And Jade had a promo after that, and she sounded like she was reading cue cards.
I'm sure she was. I'm sure she was.
She sounded slow. And I know Jade's a good shit talker because she does that in the ring. So I don't know.
Yeah, they just have to let her go.
Yeah.
Like stop with the script. Stop trying to. I guess it's because she's trying to be babyface. Because I don't know. She just comes off as a natural bitch.
Yeah, I can see that.
So if you let her be that, but then now she's not babyface. I don't know.
We had Cody Rhodes giving us our promised in ring segment, and he's surrounded by old title belts in the ring, old WWE title designs. And he says the WWE title means he's the best wrestler in the world. He's blessed to carry it. And he says it won't always be him. It could even be somebody from NXT. But John Cena wants to take that all away. And he reveals Cena's going to be on SmackDown next week in Vegas. He defends his stupid neck tattoo. And he says he has to halt history to save WWE. He's going to beat Cena at WrestleMania. And he didn't say a goddamn thing.
Yeah, he tried.
He just stood in the ring with. That's what it was. It was just to show off the belts. He didn't say a shit.
I mean,
Just
the
said a bunch of
tie-in
words.
was, yeah, the tie-in at the end was okay. Like, basically, I'm showing you all these titles to play up the fact that I have to defend this title. Like, I think he said something to the effect of, "I'm not always going to be the champion, but I have to beat John Cena so that there can be another champion."
Whatever.
Yeah, what are you going to do? John Cena's not there, so
Not have him out. It's okay.
I guess so.
You just saw him take out John Cena. Like, why are we doing? You're talking after he just took out John Cena. What's there left to fucking talk about?
I don't know. You know, John Cena's going to be there next week.
Yeah.
Good enough for John Cena to show up the night before WrestleMania weekend. So, you know, there's going to be more talking.
Oh, that's one of his 3 appearances.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This is the go-home show. The go-home shows. So, usually there's not more build that's going to happen. Right? This is the selling point, the get them in the building part.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what they're going to do in a week.
No idea. I don't know what they've done to sell WrestleMania up to this point.
Well, the tickets reflect that. They seem to be, at least for night one, they're 9,000 short of a sellout.
Uh-oh.
And of course, we were like, well, you know, it's Easter weekend. People, you know, and then also talking about the ticket prices, which we're going to get into later.
Yeah. Tony Khan's going to post a picture of Machine Gun Kelly celebrating with the champagne. Well, the Street Profits got an interview. They said they're going to beat Motor City Machine Guns next week. And then Miz and Hayes interrupted. Hayes was given more speaking parts this time. But of course, Miz had to cook. And then Miz and Hayes are going to get a title match at some point, I'm sure.
It seems as if we're going that route. And I don't know. Cooks might be done. Like, as a word, it might be over.
Because Miz said it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, there it goes. Because he said, let me cook. Oh, well, it's not cool anymore.
Yeah, you did all right. It's just Miz.
Yeah.
Then we had another girls match.
This was actually a weird match. This was Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega.
Okay.
So before the
Again.
So remember I said that in the gauntlet match, the Secret Harvest was in the gauntlet match. So they were in the trainer's room, aka not able to be by Chelsea Green's side. So she had to go at it alone. And so the match starts. Chelsea Green, I don't know what led up to it, but she rolls out of the ring and the ref starts the 10 count, as you would when someone rolls out the ring. And Chelsea Green, she's arguing with Joe Tessitore because I don't know. she was complaining to Joe Tessitore about not having the Secret Service out there.
Okay.
And then, as she's getting back in the ring, the ref calls for the bell. And nobody knows what the hell's going on. And then it's announced, your winner by countout, Zelina Vega. So she got counted out.
Oh my God. I'm glad I skipped this shit.
Now, yes. And I said it was weird because, again, it ended all of a sudden. And, yeah. This was like within the first, I don't know, minute of the match. Like, it was very quick that it happened. If you believe the dirt sheets, this was not the plan. Apparently, Chelsea Green was taking too long to get back in the ring, so the ref, to not look like an idiot, went ahead and did the 10 count. Like,
I don't buy
how
that.
you know how they slow the count so they can get back in the ring. Well, apparently she wasn't adhering to it, so to not make himself look like an idiot, he went ahead and counted the 10.
I don't buy that at all.
Oh, there you go. It is kind of, I don't know. I'm sure they were short on time because I always look at it. Well, no, okay, maybe, because if you look at the main event, that's what I always look at. Like, okay, if something didn't go as planned, where's the extra time? And you can tell at the end of the show that they were stalling for time.
Yeah, okay, but I just don't see the referee. I see the referee getting out of the ring first and actually getting Chelsea because they don't adhere to the rules.
Yeah, he could have done that. So I don't know.
That's just fishy it's fishy to me that the referee would decide. I don't know.
Well, it's like, when they count to 3 when they shouldn't.
I mean, if it was like Nick Patrick or Charles Johnson or something, but it's a modern referee. They don't have the balls to do that.
I couldn't even tell you who the ref was.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's as the story goes. So the segment went like a minute.
And that's modern wrestling. Remember the referees used to be part of the show? You just know everybody. Now they're all just a part of they're all just a blob of stuff that happens.
Yeah.
So Randy Orton and LA Knight beat Solo and Tama Tonga. Knight beat Tama, of course, with the BFT. And then Orton and Solo brawled through the crowd, which means we're not getting the much more interesting matchup with Aldis. Which really disappoints me. And then Fatu destroyed LA Knight after the match. And posed with the belt and licked it.
Yep. Now, that's what I was saying. They clearly was stalling for time there, or they had more time, because you had the 2 moonsaults by Fatu. Then he
always does
picked
2
the belt
moonsaults.
up. Well, he picked the belt up, licked it, and then you saw the ref say something to him, and then he went and did a third as the show was going off the air.
Oh.
So it's as if he's like, do it again or something.
So that 1 moonsault compensated for a girls' match?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe it was supposed to be like a 2-minute match. And then that was the filler.
See, all right.
I don't know.
But that was SmackDown.
I was going to say, that's what the dirt sheets will have you believe. So,
What,
they
Meltzer?
get fed. I think it was Fightful I saw it from. I don't know.
Oh, well, their credibility might be.
They get fed this stuff, obviously.
Right. I don't know. I just don't buy that. I don't buy that modern referees have the balls to fucking decide a match, especially a TV match. If it was a house show or something, I could see that, but not live TV. That'd be a Hunter call.
True.
Like the referees, they witness the wrestlers beat the shit out of each other and they don't enforce the rules. Like when Io and Bianca, or when Io and Ripley had their match and Bianca was watching and Io and Ripley were tussling, that should have been a disqualification.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Well, let's get into some predictions, shall we? We've been talking about it.
Let's talk some predictions.
It is next week.
The biggest spectacle in sports entertainment, WrestleMania.
Yes. It's WrestleMania 41. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada, Sin City. And I'm just fixing the graphic for the show, or for the replay. There we go.
Better have that full screen.
Oh yeah. You know that the intro song was 4 minutes and 59 seconds. Would have been a good troll song for that comment.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and go to Twitter. Get that. Oh no, it's not Twitter. I guess it is Twitter, but that's not what I'm looking for. Well, say something. Shill, do something. Like, share, subscribe.
Well, guys, we're on our way to 600 subscribers. I thought we were going to be at 1,000 by now, but, that's okay. You can follow us, though, on all of our social medias. We got here on YouTube. Hopefully soon we can get back to Twitter and, well, we're on, not Twitter, TikTok. We get back to TikTok, get some Instagrams. So, get a Spotify audio people. So hopefully we can get that back running. It's been a long time since we've been able to post on those, so we got to get back to it. Also, I see a lot of people doing like 24-hour channels. If we can get that figured out, I might start one of those.
What the fuck is that?
Like, just basically their old videos played 24/7.
All right.
Just nonstop. Like the WCW channel. Right now, it's live, and it's been live since they started. And it's just back to back to back.
What the fuck are we gonna have live? I was taking a shit.
No, it's live, but it's, I don't know, pre-recorded. Basically, all the videos are just looped together. So, like, and I am gonna do this part. I just have to figure out how to edit it all together. So, like, when we're done with WrestleMania, our Ultimate WrestleMania Rewind, I'm gonna figure out how to splice together all 41 WrestleManias and do like a mega video of like every WrestleMania review in one video. So it'll probably be like a 10-hour video.
So nobody can watch it?
Yes.
Okay.
10 hours of video for no one to watch.
When you A better idea, I think, would be splicing together all of Mean Gene's hotline shills.
Oh, that'll take way more longer.
Man, why would I put any effort into anything? Jesus Christ.
You know how long that would take? I'm just saying, like, download all the videos, put them in one mega long thing.
I know what you're saying.
Maybe I'll put chapters.
Or you
No,
could
I don't even
or
want
you could put a
chapters.
little bit of effort into something and somebody might watch it. Nobody's gonna watch Nobody's gonna watch 10 hours of us with WrestleMania.
You don't know. There might be some
They don't
sickos.
watch 1 hour of us with WrestleMania.
There might be some sickos. And if it's a 24-hour thing, someone might pop in at any time. You know, the point is, because if it's a 12-hour video, people are going to not sit through the whole thing, obviously, but people are going to jump in and jump out, which is going to just keep the view count rising. And then the longer it's going, it's going to boost, because it's now it's running live, so it's going to boost in the algorithm. It makes sense.
If you say so.
But yeah, I just see a lot of people, this being content creators, I see a lot of content creators doing 24-hour, just like all their, I mean, because we've been at this for what, 4 years? So we have 4 years of content.
They also have an audience.
This, there you go with that again.
You keep, because there's a step. You're like the underpants gnomes.
I don't know what that is.
It's a South Park thing. They steal money, and then there's a step that they skip. Or no, I'm sorry, they steal underpants from all of the citizens in South Park, and there's a blank step that they don't have anything for, and then that automatically is supposed to lead to profit.
Oh,
that's you. You skip the
yes.
step, and you're like, oh, content.
Yes, I'm the content brain of the show.
Okay.
Do I make sense of it? No, but you know, well, because I do the DoorDash. I'm driving around for hours, and it's like I got a lot of time to think. So I think of these things, and again, some of them don't pan out, or some of them never start. But it's just like, oh, that's a good content idea. And again, we got all this content, 4 years of content. Might as well make a VidJet library, and then it's a thing.
I don't know. I would rather spend a little bit of time and maybe try to get somebody to watch something as opposed to just putting something together that nobody's going to watch. That's just
me. That is just you. And then you also just said we don't have anybody watching. So why would I put 10 hours into editing a video and then no one's going to watch it?
They watch they watch the edited clips. They don't watch the live stream.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm saying, I'm going to put.
You put a little bit of effort into the fucking clip instead of just ham-fisting and half-assing it. People will actually fucking watch it.
It's a chicken and egg thing, it sounds like. Will they watch because of the effort, or will they watch because of the, like, I don't know. Like, do you
think about
you need to have.
Well, just think about what you watch. If you're scrolling through YouTube, you see a channel that just plops shit together. They don't put any effort into it. They don't even make the bed behind them. Are you gonna sit and watch 2 hours of that shit? No.
I mean,
Are you gonna watch Pat McAfee in his fucking professional little studio? What?
But I also watch like the WCW channel, which is just literally like at this moment they're either running like Nitro or Thunder.
Okay.
They just like literally just back-to-back episodes of Nitro, Thunder, pay-per-views.
There's also an audience for that.
There is, but I'm just saying they don't do it. Like you don't see anything extra. They just replaying the thing that's already there.
Well, let's table this. We'll just have to agree to disagree right now. But yeah, let's go back to the predictions finally.
There you go. I stalled enough.
Yeah, thanks. The unofficial card, ironically enough, nobody watched a second of that. Yeah, unofficial card, or the most recent card, rather, is set. Should be on our screen right now. Night one, let's go ahead and start from the bottom here. It looks like Rey Mysterio Jr. versus El Grande Americano.
I'm going to say El Grande Americano wins this one.
Okay. I'm going to go with a pessimistic prediction. I think Rey Mysterio is going to win, and he's going to unmask El Grande Americano.
Okay. But then it's already going to be over.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Up next, we have Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
Well, I'd say Jade Cargill is going to win this. This is her revenge. Like, she hasn't got her revenge from the push, so I guess that would be now.
Do you think Bianca's going to play a factor at all?
No.
Of course not.
I do think Naomi is going to play a factor in the Bianca match, though.
Interesting. So she ain't going to lose that bad to Jade.
Oh, I guess that would be. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I mean, you're going to have to tell us about it, but I guess if pressed, I'll pick Jade as well. And then we have Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight for the U.S. title. It's a rare singles match for Jacob Fatu.
And I think as long as he stays away from the announce table, I think Jacob Fatu is gonna
announce table and barricade.
Yeah. Is there countouts? He's gonna get knocked.
Yeah, I think this is a standard match.
Okay. So there is still a way for him to lose and not get pinned, but I'm gonna say Jacob Fatu, new United States champion.
I'm gonna say Solo cost him the match.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they seem
You're
to have
probably
just,
right on that.
even though they seem to have completely just dropped that.
Yeah. But that makes the most sense.
Yeah. But we'll see. I wouldn't mind seeing Jacob Fatu with a singles title, but I don't have faith in creative at all. Speaking of which, we have the greatest wrestler in the world, Gunther, versus the cartoon character Jey Uso. It's for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, I'll keep it simple. It's 4 letters, 1 word, and 1 hand signal, and that is yeet. That sounded. That was going to go a lot better in my head, but there you go.
I'm glad you said that.
You know how Big Jim eats? Yeet.
Well, then the main event of the evening.
You didn't pick.
I don't want to pick. I don't want to say it. I've been saying it since the goddamn feud started. It's gonna be Jey Uso. It has to be Jey Uso now. And we're supposed to like get all nipple rubby because Jey Uso's the champion, even though he's nothing.
I don't think this is going to be the match order, by the way. But
no, I don't think so either. I hope not.
Because I was just thinking, you're going to have people yeeting, and then the main event comes out, and they're going to be tired from all the yeet party that they just did.
Will they? I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, there's going to. If there's. I'm sure. I think it's illegal to bet on WWE, but I'm sure there's a bet on like over under 10 minutes of yeet. Total yeet time, and it's like over under 10 minutes. Bet. Yeah. And I would take the over.
Yeah. Well, we do know the main event will be a triple threat match. It's Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. And Paul Heyman is allegedly going to be in CM Punk's corner, but that's still a fucking mystery, apparently.
I don't know. I have no idea. I guess I'm going to say CM Punk, and he's going to pin Seth Rollins.
I'm going to say Seth Rollins. Because he needs a WrestleMania win.
He does. Do you expect any shenanigan from Paul Heyman?
Of course.
Like,
I don't think he's going to turn on anybody. I think he's going to inadvertently fuck one of them.
Well, I saw it floating around that, like, maybe no, I don't think this is going to happen, but he's going to join Seth Rollins.
I saw that too. I don't know.
I don't think it makes sense at all.
No, well, no, but, which is probably why people are saying it's going to happen.
Well, Paul Heyman as a character, he keeps himself on top, like he's a snake in that sense. So he would side with whoever would be like the top, and I don't think. Well, I guess I could see it. Seth Rollins wins, and then he becomes like a bigger deal with the Paul Heyman. I guess it could make sense out of it, but I don't think it'll happen. But I do think Paul Heyman is going to do something.
Yeah.
To cost. He's costing one of them the match.
Like he's gonna worry about one, and then the other is gonna get pissed off that Paul Heyman shows emotion for one, and then Rollins is gonna hit one with a chair and get the win. I don't know.
Yeah, but they put too much emphasis on the fact that, he's not going to pick sides. He's got his tribal chief and his best friend. Well, I think he's going to have to pick a side.
Right. Maybe Rollins is going to make him pick.
Maybe he's going to turn on Punk.
Maybe. Since he already did.
Yeah, since they played up so much that they're best friends.
Well, night 2 was obviously the next night. And in the order of this card, it looks like AJ Styles and Logan Paul. Forgot about that. That's assuming AJ Styles survives Karrion Kross next week.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch out for Kross. I don't know. AJ Styles.
Yeah. Why not? And then it is the fatal 4-way match for the Intercontinental title. Braun Breaker, Penta, Dominic, and Finn Balor.
So I said this a couple weeks ago, and I'm sickened by it. I think Dom is walking out as Intercontinental Champion.
Okay. I can see that. I'm going to say Penta. Just because that's predictable. I don't think Breaker's getting pinned, though.
Yeah, Breaker's not getting pinned. I mean, really, Balor's probably getting,
Right,
pinned
yeah.
of this all.
Balor or Dominic?
Yeah. So I think, that's what I think is now. I think Dom's going to pin Balor. Probably Breaker's going to spear Balor or something, and Dom's going to weasel in the victory.
Well, up next is the train wreck between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair for the girls' belt.
And I said this, I'm sticking to my guns. I said Tiffany Stratton is going to win. I'm sticking to that.
I said
Tiffany
she had to
Stratton.
win at the time. So, yeah, let's go ahead and stick with that. And then the triple threat match for the other girls' belt. It's Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Bianca Belair.
I think Io is walking out as champion. Well, retaining. She's already champion. And this is where I was talking about Naomi. I think she's gonna lose to Jade.
Mm-hmm.
She keeps mentioning, how it used to be her and Bianca. So she's gonna be upset at Bianca for not helping her or something. And she's gonna cost Bianca the match.
And Ripley's not going to be able to beat Io again.
Well, Rhea's gonna be neutralized. And Bianca's going to be in position to make the pin, but then she's going to cost the match.
I see.
Maybe. I don't know.
No, I mean,
I gotta workshop that, but I think Io's walking out.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense. That'd be the best ending, actually. So it's probably not going to happen.
Probably going to give it back to Rhea.
Or they might be giving it to Belair. I think they're giving it to Belair.
I could see that, yeah.
Just because that's the predictable thing. I think giving it to Io was a ham-fisted way to give it to Belair. And now Ripley's going to be a heel. And maybe this will build to next year. We'll see. Or SummerSlam, since that's 2 nights too. Which means SummerSlam is going to fucking diminish WrestleMania because they're going to spend so much fucking energy on making SummerSlam so special that they're not going to spend nearly as much time pre-planning for WrestleMania.
Well, hopefully they can do both.
Okay. They can't do 2 shows.
That's true. Triple H is too concerned about him going into the Hall of Fame, as the people are saying.
Yes. Well, then we have Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. Does Cody Rhodes halt history, or does John Cena make history?
I am going with history maker John Cena, even though Ric Flair came out online the other day and said 17 is actually not the record because there's some unrecognized championship wins that I have. So it's actually more than
No, of course.
16. Like, oh, it's funny
That's
you say that a week before WrestleMania.
right.
Like, you wait until right now to say that. That's interesting.
Oh, Ric Flair's full of shit.
But yeah, that was funny. He was like, oh, actually, 16. I wanted a lot more than that. They just don't recognize them.
Yeah, I haven't said anything about it for years.
I have merchandise that says 16-time champion, but,
Whatever.
in all my promos and everything, I say 16 times, but, that's just because that's what they wanted me to say. There's more. But yes, on paper, 17, and I think John Cena does it.
Okay. Oh boy. It would put it. I don't think they're ready to give up on Cody yet. Not that Cena winning necessarily means that they're giving, because I mean, obviously there's gonna be a rematch and shit. So Cody can chase the title again. Yeah, fuck it. Cena, the China apologist.
There you go. Yeah, I think Cody's going to be I got to get it back before he leaves. And then, yeah, he's chasing, and then probably sometime
Maybe.
before Cena leaves, he gets it back.
When is he leaving?
December.
Okay. So what pay-per-views in December?
Usually there's not one. They do the Survivor Series, and then that's the last pay-per-view for the year, but they might throw something out, or at least like a TV special. I saw somewhere floating around that maybe they're gonna do a like a special. I forgot the name of it. It was like directly named it Ruthless Aggression. They were gonna do a special called Ruthless Aggression for John Cena's last pay-per-view.
I'm seeing if there's a list. Because I guess my point is that Cody can chase it until, like, Cena can say, "Oh, the clock's ticking," and then we're leaving, and then you have all these people challenge him for the title, and he just decimates them. Hell, he can even do it to Cody, and Cody has to earn another rematch.
Yeah, or win Money in the Bank.
April, May, July.
But yeah, I saw you had some people point out that, and I don't know how we get to this moment, but you have some people point out that Backlash is in St. Louis, and they think that WWE is going to take the opportunity to have Orton versus Cena in St. Louis.
I can see that. Yeah, Orton has to save the WWE.
Yeah.
Double E.
Yeah, in his hometown. So, yeah, people who think that. Oh, I almost forgot this. This list is not final because there is another match that was added, and there might be another match that's added. So the for sure match that's added was Bayley and Valkyria versus Liv and Raquel. I'm going to say Liv and Raquel. I don't need to even think about that too much.
Right.
But then the other match that's not yet announced, but just writings on the wall, say Randy Orton is going to have a match.
Right.
Against two? I don't know. But
I'm pretty sure solo.
Yeah, you think it's solo. I think it might be Aleister Black. It does make saying it though. It's probably going to be Solo, especially since they brawled and all that. So
Solo interrupted him, and yeah, they brawled. So now Orton's going to want more Solo, or vice versa, or Solo's going to instigate Orton more, and then yeah, match is going to get set up.
So either way, I'm picking Randy Orton, especially if it's Solo.
Yeah. Aleister Black will probably debut on Raw.
Well, we do have the nights after WrestleMania, that being SmackDown and Raw,
Yeah.
which will probably, hopefully they have something planned, that it's not just a letdown, but who knows.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to get there, excitement-wise, but we'll see. And that's what I'm going to do. If I do a watch-along, I'm going to have to be, authentic as I can be.
I don't know if I could do a watch along because I just sit there and just hold my head in my hands. Like, oh God. Ugh. But,
yeah.
Yep.
Or just like not even paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah. But those are our predictions. Make of them what you will. And moving on, we have our Wrestling Rewind. So WrestleMania 36. Boy, was this a fun little pay-per-view. I was excited to talk about this one. So Stephanie McMahon opens. Says this year's WrestleMania will be unlike any other because there will be no roaring crowd. And tonight, WrestleMania will be held at a closed set as well as other locations. But WWE is still committed to bringing us a little escapism during these trying times. They don't really go into what those trying times are. Probably because they couldn't talk about it.
Well, I'm sure they could, but this was very, very, very early stage of it.
Okay.
So it was back when we didn't quite know what was going on. We just knew everything was shutting down. This was at this point, it was like only the essential businesses can stay open.
Right.
I remember during my review, I was talking about, like, because I said I did this one, and I was talking about how, like, the stores, they had started to do, like, so only the essential stores were open, and they were doing, like, I don't know, 3 people in the whole damn store at a time. And you had to, like,
oh yeah,
you had to, like, stand like 10 feet apart from everybody, and wear the mask. Some crazy times.
And now looking back at that, we can see how stupid all that was.
I don't know. It might have helped. There's people. What I don't get though is there's people who still like participate in the mask thing.
Oh
that's
yeah.
okay if you want to do that. Like, you don't want to get sick, that's fine. People are disgusting. But the people who are driving in their car alone with their mask on, those I don't get.
I think the mask in general, but that's just me. Like, if you can smell a fart through a mask, it ain't doing shit.
Well, I don't know. I just remember you were able to walk in stores with a bandana on. Like, it's like, what times are these when you can do that?
Yeah. Like a cowboy bank robber or something.
Yeah, or just someone robbing a bank. Because remember that time we in high school we were wearing
Had
all
the
black.
hoodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that guy was like, "What are you doing?"
Didn't even let us look.
Yeah.
Faggot.
And it's like, oh well. Looking back on it, I understand now.
I don't. We were just looking in the store. We weren't doing anything.
Well, he didn't
We
know
got
that.
profiled.
We're walking into a weapon store, hooded up. It makes sense.
No, he profiled us. I hope his car flipped over on the way home.
He was also short too. We could have took him.
Easily. That's what I'm saying.
Like if we were had bad intentions, he wasn't gonna stop anything.
Well, then they did a really lame America the Beautiful mashup. They just spliced past performances into one. Not my favorite creative choice during the pandemic. Seemed to be a thing. Let's just splice a whole bunch of shit together.
And the celebrities singing from their homes.
Oh man, that was the worst thing ever. I still watch that from time to time, just to remember.
I think that's what turned people on celebrities. Looking back at it, because like,
oh yeah,
you're sitting in your fucking mansion,
guys. It's been so hard. Okay, and then you have politicians. Oh man, I got all this ice cream.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck, I can't pay my bills because you fucking shut everything down, but you're eating fucking Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah, their struggles were like well over what a real struggle was.
Yeah. It was like a little vacation.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, just do your part. Motherfucker, I got a mortgage. Do your part.
Yeah, and I remember there was one person who like complained because they couldn't have their housekeeper over or something.
Yeah.
Like, geez, how hard that must be on you.
Do your own fucking laundry. My God.
Yeah.
Well, then we had the worst WrestleMania hype video ever. It was too fucking long. I wanted to strangle the bonghead narrator. If I was turning this on for the first time, I would just immediately change the channel.
Fair enough.
And then we're live, allegedly, in the Orlando, Florida Performance Center. In Orlando, Florida, at the WWE Performance Center. Closeted Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski is the host. I wanted Alexa Bliss back immediately. Gronkowski brings out his special friend, Mojo Rawley, so they can be homoerotic together.
Okay.
And then we start off with a girls match for the girls tag titles. And it looked like Alexa Bliss won with a sparkle splash.
Yes. Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss versus the Kabuki Warriors. Match went way too long, I'd say. You can, and I think this was a theme throughout the night, you can tell the crowd missing was like a big thing. It was just weird, like not having a crowd there. And the wrestlers would still pander to the non-existent
crowd. I laughed every time.
Yeah, so like there's one point in the match where Asuka, she's saying Kabuki words and she's dancing to the crowd, and it's like there's no one there, Asuka.
Yeah.
Baron Corbin also.
Yes. He did that thing where he just looked into the crowd like, what the fuck are you looking at? And they showed that the commentary was the opposite side of where he was looking, so he wasn't looking at commentary.
Yeah, and he pointed at someone and said, "Bow down," and then it turns out there was no one over there.
Fucking A. So the Kabuki Warriors did that.
Yes, and yeah, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross won. They won the titles.
Oh, good job. Well, then we get a Sami Zayn interview. He's Intercontinental Champion and somehow teaming with Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. God, Shinsuke's been through some shit already.
Yep.
Daniel Bryan's going after Shinsuke's title, or I'm sorry, Sami's title. And then Sami says he has a plan and he's going to walk out of WrestleMania with his title. But first, we have King Corbin versus Elias. And we learned that Gronkowski set up this stupid match. And Corbin comes out with a mic, or he comes out and gets on the mic, which is weird since there's literally nobody to talk to. I don't understand why they got on microphones. Because when you get on a microphone, you're addressing an audience.
Yes. Now, I will say, during this whole time, the mic work was better because they didn't have to, pander to the crowd, and the crowd didn't have their stupid what chants and interrupting and all that. So the promos, they got across what they wanted to say. So that was a good thing, but
it's just, it's weird it's weird having a conversation with a microphone to begin with, but when there's no crowd, it's really, really, really weird.
Yeah. This did end up being weird.
Because I saw because when they were playing like the clips of Raw and no one was around, and then you saw like Seth Rollins sitting in a chair with a microphone addressing somebody in the ring. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Who are you talking to?
It's like they didn't accommodate for that. They just kind of went about their business. Like, I'll just keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what. So they never really acknowledged for the longest time that there was a pandemic.
Okay.
And I think the whole thing was like Vince wanted to pretend it wasn't a thing.
Yeah, remember he tried really hard to fight for WrestleMania, and that's why it's at the Performance Center. They had to do it last minute.
Yeah, because everything shut down except essential like grocery stores and stuff like that, like stuff you absolutely have to have. And he fought for
he tried to make WWE
as essential. Like, well, people need their entertainment.
They need their wrestling.
Yeah, and this is even like NBA and NFL. And they were shut down. That was like, no, we need this.
I appreciate that, actually.
Yeah. And then that's how you ended up moving it to the Performance Center. It's like, I got my own.
People
Don't worry, I got it.
People like that suck to work for, but man, I admire their hustle.
Yeah.
So Corbin says Elias isn't showing up after what he did to him. And then he plays a clip of SmackDown where he tried to murder Elias. Elias finished playing a concert for nobody. And then he was on a balcony, and then Corbin pushed him off the balcony. And it cuts back to the ring, and Corbin demands that Elias be counted out, and the ref raises his hand in victory. And then Elias just walks out. So Corbin gets pissed off, and he rushes him on the entrance ramp. But Corbin is fucking stupid because he gets clobbered with a guitar that Elias has been holding the entire time. So after throwing Corbin into a bunch of shit ringside, Elias throws him into the ring and the match officially starts. Elias just whips on Corbin and hits a weird-looking swinging neckbreaker before Corbin dumps him back out of the ring. Elias manages to avoid getting the count out, but now Corbin's on the attack. And he starts working on Elias's shoulder because it's still injured from Corbin's attempted murder. And then Corbin stops just to start randomly talking shit to commentary. And then Elias tries to capitalize on the distraction, but gets tossed shoulder first into the ring post. And Corbin tries to throw Elias into the ring post again, but it gets reversed, and now both men are down. Elias takes advantage of the opening and starts running wild on Corbin. He even rips his shirt off. Elias hits his move, but doesn't win the match because this is modern wrestling. So then Elias goes to the top rope, but Corbin moves out of the way, hits the deep six, and now Corbin's shirt comes off. So it's real serious. But of course, Corbin has an undershirt because he has a nasty body. And then Elias catches Corbin with a high knee, gets a near fall. Corbin then starts crawling outside the ring. Elias stops to drag him back into the ring. So the girl ref backs Elias off, and Corbin sucker punches him. And he tries to get like a quick roll up, and he gets his feet on the ropes. But the girl ref sees it. And so she starts yelling at Corbin. And Elias catches Corbin in a schoolboy and grabs a handful of tights and gets the 1, 2, 3. This was a nothing match.
Yeah.
So
Sure
I will
was.
say, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, it sure was.
I really enjoyed not having the crowd, though. This was one of my favorite times because I remember watching UFC fights with no crowd, and I don't know, there's just something real authentic about it. It seemed more like a street fight than an actual, multi-million-dollar event.
Yeah.
And that's what this kind of reminded me of. That, and you can kind of hear like I don't know, like you hear the shit talking.
Boy, could you. Corbin was actually one of the better shit talkers. Like, as in, like, talking shit during the transitions.
Mm-hmm.
Him, Jimmy stood out. Sammy stood out.
Sammy. Undertaker. Jesus Christ.
He called him boy.
Shit talking was exquisite.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, Kevin Owens.
Yeah, it was just really cool being able to hear shit. Like, oh, so that's what they say. Or during the ladder match, Jimmy was down. He's like, come on, push through it. Push through it.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that. I think I enjoyed the shit out of this pay-per-view. This was really fucking fun to watch. And I think it's because it was so different.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like watching behind the scenes shit.
Yeah. And I think they did a good job, like, not communicating. Like, that's what I was always amazed with, like, because
oh yeah,
they say they communicate, like, oh, what's the next spot? What's the next spot or whatever.
they call spots, yeah.
But yeah, you didn't hear any of it. So
well, Cena hasn't wrestled yet.
Oh. I'll let you be surprised on that.
Does he not wrestle?
I don't want to say too much.
Okay. Oh, right. Well, they probably, since everything was so, they could probably cut that shit out. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the atmosphere, surprisingly. Unfortunately, we also had, that also meant we could hear the girl ref pretend to be a girl boss, which made me despise her even more.
Well, she had to show her authority.
Yeah, but she's looking up. Come on, listen to me. I got the bigger dick. Fuck you. Hope your house catches on fire.
Again, she's the authority. You gotta listen to the authority.
The authority has to convey authority. She does not. She just checks off a box.
She calls the match, and then you've lost.
I also like that Corbin had real ring gear. It's better than the slacks and the whatever the fuck he was wearing last year.
Oh, the
he made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, he had the button down and slacks.
Yeah. Like I don't know, it was just itchy watching him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, then we had a girls' match hype video. Baszler bit the fuck out of the back of Seth's husband's neck and then won the girls' chamber match because she was a cage fighter. Good logic. And Seth's husband said she's winning the match against Baszler because she beat Ronda Rousey, which is, I guess, good logic as well. And then Baszler vows to tear the shit out of Seth's husband. And then we get the girls' match for a girls' singles title. And Seth's husband won, so now we're supposed to pretend she's a badass because she beat 2 legit MMA people.
Well, yes, this was the big takeaway. Also, the burial of Shayna Baszler. So to recap, and apparently Paul Heyman was behind the booking of Shayna Baszler. So
Which is why she was so badass.
Yeah, he's the reason she just showed up and bit Becky's neck for no reason.
I mean, shit, that got me. I almost watched the match.
Yeah, so you had that, and then we go to Elimination Chamber. During the Elimination Chamber, she literally eliminated everyone, and it wasn't even close. Like, she pretty much just like, next person up, choke him out. Next person, choke him out. So she dominated that. This also on the back of her dominating NXT run. So, yes, she gets to WrestleMania. She goes against Becky Lynch. And Becky Lynch beats her with a roll-up. The old Bret Hart spot.
Okay. Yeah, that would...
Where she has the... Yeah, she has the Karafuda clutch, and Becky rolls back, and Shayna doesn't get her shoulder up.
The old Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley.
Yeah. This also goes to... so she loses that. Everybody was questioning that at the time because, again, you bring her in, she's a killer. She eliminates everybody in the Elimination Chamber. She has, she's a badass. And then she loses via a simple roll-up, essentially. And then, I want to say it was a good year or so. Like, she became the queen of the roll-up. Because she never, got clean pinned, this being Shayna.
Mm-hmm.
Every time she lost was via roll-up.
Oh.
And it's like, that's her arch nemesis, is being rolled up. And
the cage fighter.
Yeah. I guess it was, Vince's way of protecting her or whatever. But actually, it made her look like more
that
of an
does
idiot.
the opposite.
Yeah. It made her look like more of an idiot because she could never figure out how to get out of a roll.
Right. Oh, okay.
And then now that's why she's where she's at now.
Is she even there anymore?
Yeah, her and Zoe were in the gauntlet match.
Oh, okay. That's good. Of course they lost.
Of course.
Well, then we get Daniel Bryan versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. Sorry, I had a cough. Gronkowski and Raleigh came out to do Yes Chants for Daniel Bryan when he made his entrance. Bryan is also with Drew Gulak. the drawstring bandit.
Yeah, he'd so be with the company had he not have a fetish with drawstrings.
Sami Zayn comes out with Nakamura and Cesaro. They are called the Artist Collective. Quite possibly the worst name ever. So the match starts with Sami refusing to lock up with Daniel Bryan. Gulak takes out Cesaro and Nakamura early when they prevent Bryan from getting to Sami. And then Bryan pretends to agree to let Sami walk away and just lose by count out. He's like, go ahead, just go. Drew, just let him go. And Bryan jumps Sami on the entrance ramp. And he gets tossed back in the ring, and then he begs Bryan not to hurt him. And Bryan doesn't give a fuck, and he beats the shit out of Sami in and out of the ring. And Bryan slaps Sami like a woman for calling Gulak a nobody. And Sami catches Bryan with an elbow, slaps him back, and Bryan just stops selling Sami's offense and starts doing the yes kicks. And Gulak just starts doing a yes chant all by himself on the floor like a loser, just out of nowhere. And thankfully, Cesaro and Nakamura return to take him out. And Bryan stops doing what he's doing. He hits Cesaro and Nakamura on the floor with a suicide dive. And he turns his attention back on Sami in the ring, climbs the top rope. He leaps, and Sami catches Daniel Bryan midair with a hell of a kick, gets the 1-2-3. And I never thought I would enjoy a match from either of these guys, but this was really good. Especially Sami, like his begging, like, no, Daniel, no, ah! And then commentary, they were laughing at him because he was crying. It's like, is he crying?
Yeah, I enjoyed this match a lot. Especially Sami's part, yeah, begging, please don't. And then you just hear the thuds.
Yes.
He's like, no. Like, he played his character to the T right there.
Yeah, it was very good shit.
And yeah, and then it made Bryan look good because he's doing the ground and pound, and he's just like, stretching him out, if you will.
Turns out Sami might be a better heel than a babyface. Who would have thought? And Daniel being the badass, that's funny.
Yeah.
He's usually the underdog.
Well, he was with Gulak. I forgot who was booking. I think this might have also been Paul Heyman's idea. But, they're very technical because they're two technical wrestlers. So it's like a technical duo there. So that's why he was booked as such.
Didn't Daniel Bryan train Gulak too?
Yeah. Like I said, if he didn't touch that drawstring, he'd still...
There was somebody else he trained. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Well, up next we have John Morrison versus Jimmy Uso versus Kofi Kingston. This is a triple threat ladder match for the SmackDown tag titles. Don't ask me why, because they didn't fucking explain it. And it starts off with a bunch of jumping kick attempts that leads to a stalemate. So they all bail to the floor and get a ladder. Everybody gets back in the ring, climbs their ladder, and they start fighting. Morrison comes out on top until Kofi misses an SOS and a Trouble in Paradise. Ducking out of the way of the Trouble in Paradise took Morrison out of commission for a minute. Kofi and Jimmy are fighting on the ladder. Jimmy ends up getting knocked off. Then Morrison comes back and he knocks Kofi off the ladder next. Then Jimmy comes back. He drags Morrison off the ladder. They start fighting. Kofi tries to do some ridiculous thing where he leaps from the apron and he goes under a ladder and he leaps at Morrison and Jimmy. And I'm sure it was an awesome move in his head, but in reality, Morrison and Jimmy just catch Kofi and toss his ass out of the ring. And then Jimmy goes to fist bump Morrison after that, but hits him with a cheap shot, which I thought was funny. He's like, "Good job, bro." Morrison creates a ladder bridge in the corner, hits Jimmy with a starship pain after standing on the top rope for about a week. And then Morrison takes even longer to try to climb the ladder after that. So Kofi ends up coming out of nowhere, and he hits Morrison with a Frankensteiner off the ladder. And Jimmy and Kofi start fighting. It spills out of the ring. Morrison gets involved again, so Kofi hits Morrison with a suicide dive. And Jimmy starts running the barricade like a tightrope and goes after Kofi. Kofi just tosses a ladder at him like it's a spear. And that actually made me sit up. That's when I started paying attention to the match. It's good shit. And then Kofi says he has to take Jimmy out, so he sets up a ladder bridge between the ring and the barricade. And Jimmy gets set up on the ladder bridge. And then Morrison starts climbing the top rope in the background, and Kofi sees him, so he goes on the attack. Kofi starts climbing on the opposite turnbuckles. It looks like he's going to dive on Jimmy, who's still laid out on the ladder bridge. And then Morrison, he runs the ropes like it's a tightrope, and he hits Kofi with a Spanish fly from the top turnbuckle. And then Jimmy comes out of nowhere. He hits Morrison with an Uso splash. And Morrison was kind enough to scooch in position for Jimmy so he could hit the splash, which is nice of him. And Jimmy starts climbing the ladder for the belts, but he gets stopped by Kofi, who recovered. And Kofi climbed from inside the ladder, and this completely stunned Cole. He's like, "I've never seen that before. Oh my God."
Yeah.
Kofi goes for the belts, but now Morrison stops him. They fight on the top of the ladder for a few seconds. Then Morrison gets knocked off, and Kofi stomped him. It's a good move. Another ladder bridge gets set up in the ring, and Jimmy tosses Kofi face first into it, and he hits Morrison with a super kick. And he sets up Morrison on the ladder bridge, starts climbing the ladder. Morrison recovers, pushes the ladder over, which sends Jimmy all the way in the ring, out of the ring and onto the floor. And they're like, "Oh, we're not going to see Jimmy ever again." And Morrison, with a clear path to victory, he stops to fix the ladder bridge before going for the belts, which assures us there's going to be at least one more stunt. And sure enough, Kofi stops Morrison from getting the belts, and now they're trading punches on the ladder. Jimmy's still alive. He gets back in the ring with his own ladder. So now everybody's fighting on top of a ladder. They're reaching for the tag titles. They eventually get the belts down, but all three men are still holding on to the belts. So like it's on that thing, the hook, that thing. They take the thing off the hook, and so they're fighting over the belts. And Jimmy and Kofi then double headbutt Morrison, who falls off the ladder with the belts. He crashes onto the ladder bridge. And then Morrison is declared the winner because he retained the titles. So I dug the match. Again, not a fan of anybody in this match, but I dug it. I wish they could have explained why the tag titles are being contested in a triple fucking threat match.
Yeah, I forgot what the reasoning behind all that was.
And I wasn't a big fan of this finish.
I thought it was creative for what it was, but I don't know. Yeah, at least hold on to the titles before you hit the ladder. Because at that point, it would they kind of already had called the match. But if he drops the titles, then it should be whoever retrieves them at that point is the champion.
I don't know. That movie, I feel like we see it a lot. Not a lot, but it's just been done. It's not creative. It seems like a cop-out finish.
Yeah, the old luck finish, yeah.
Well, up next, we have a Rollins Seth Rollins' Kevin Owens hype video. Rollins is called the Monday Night Messiah, and he's rolling with Authors of Pain and Buddy Murphy, who I initially thought was Heath Slater. And until I saw that he had muscle.
Yeah, you didn't see the abs, so you would.
Well, there was a first clip, and all I saw was the red hair, the long red hair, and that was it. But then I saw the second shot, and I saw the muscle. I'm like, oh, that's not Heath Slater. So Rollins and his disciples run roughshod all over WWE, and eventually Kevin Owens is targeted. And Owens tells Rollins he's not making the WWE any better. The only thing Rollins has accomplished is turning himself into a miserable prick. Then we see Owens and Team Rollins in various stages of combat. Rollins says he wants to crucify Owens when he gets his hands on him. Owens says it has to be at WrestleMania. Has to be. And he vows to beat Rollins and take his WrestleMania moment from him. And then Rollins vows to become a god.
Which there was a line that he said in one of the promos to Kevin Owens that basically said he was a god. He told Rollins, like, you couldn't beat me on my worst day, and now you want to challenge me on the day where I'm a god. Because, he was Mr. WrestleMania, essentially. Not like Shawn Michaels' way.
The only thing I gather is Karrion Kross is basically like a discount version of Seth Rollins with the authors of pain and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then we get Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. And it starts off with Rollins luring Owens in with a sucker punch. And then they just immediately spill out of the ring. And Owens almost gets curb stomped getting back in the ring. And Rollins beats the shit out of Owens. He hits a couple standing... Owens beats the shit out of Rollins, hits a couple standing sentons and goes for a cannonball. Rollins flees to the floor. So Owens starts tossing Rollins into shit and talking shit ringside. And he tries to pile drive Rollins on the apron, but he gets reversed. And Rollins hits a Falcon Arrow onto the apron. And this is when they were saying, like, oh, it's the hardest part of the ring. Because the greatest announcer in the world, Michael Cole, is a drone. Rollins hits Owens with a couple suicide dives. And Owens gets back in the ring, and Rollins just beats his ass some more. He goes for another curb stomp, but Owens moves, and he hits a DDT. Rollins tries to hit Owens with a stinger splash. Owens sidesteps, hits a super kick and the cannonball. Then a swanton from the top rope. He goes for a pop-up powerbomb, but that gets countered. So then Owens goes for a stunner, and that gets countered too. And then Rollins hits an enziguri. But Owens is able to use the momentum to hit a clothesline. So now both men are down. And Owens sits Rollins on the top rope. Looks like he's going to go for his top rope thing. I don't know what it's called. But Rollins counters into a sunset flip buckle bomb. Which is ambitious because it's a surgically repaired ACL and he's buckle bombing Kevin Owens' big ass. Then he hits two super kicks. He goes for the curb stomp, but Owens counters with a pop-up sit-down powerbomb. And that was a near fall. And Rollins rolls out of the ring. Owens gives chase. Rollins clocks him with the ring bell, and the ref calls for the DQ. It was kind of funny because Rollins had to hand the ring bell back to the guy so he could ring the bell. So Owens is announced the winner by disqualification. Rollins laughs at him because he's still writhing in pain from the ring bell strike. And he goes to leave, and his music starts playing. So Owens grabs a mic, rolls back into the ring, says to Rollins that those weren't the actions of a god. Those were the actions of a little bitch. Get back in here and finish this. No disqualifications, no rules. Well, Rollins is all about that, and he heads back to the ring. He immediately starts beating the shit out of Owens, which I always appreciate when they call for something and they just immediately start getting their ass whooped. Like, well, you wanted this. So yeah, he beats the shit out of Owens. He calls him a fat piece of crap on top of it. And Owens gets thrown out of the ring. Rollins beats his ass some more. Then Rollins says, I can do whatever I want. Oh, I can think of a few things. And he nails Owens with the steel steps. And he starts working over Owens with the chair. Owens tells him that he's always been a bitch. He's like, you've always been a bitch, and you'll always be a bitch. And Owens ends up grabbing the ring bell, and he lays Rollins out with it. He grabs the ring bell, and he lays Rollins out with it, and he gets laid out on the announce desk. Then Owens climbs the WrestleMania sign. He dives on Rollins to the announce desk. So you can hear Rollins wheezing in pain, which was another thing. You can hear like the extra shit.
Yeah.
Which made me fucking hurt. And then when he tossed him back painfully in the ring, I'm like, oh shit. You know when you do crunches and the next day it hurts really bad?
Mm-hmm.
So Rollins starts to beg. Owens just hits a stunner. 1, 2, 3. Quite possibly the match of the night. At least up until that point is what I wrote. The selling was top notch. Like I said, my stomach was hurting when Rollins screamed and wheezed in pain after the dive from the stage. And I loved how you can hear the shit talking, and they didn't hold back with the language at all. I mean, they didn't motherfuck anybody, but they didn't like go. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty enjoyable match there. I got tricked because I forgot that it restarted. I remember, there was the part where Owens jumped off the sign, but I forgot that the match restarted. So I got tricked. I was like, wait a minute. This is not the match I remember. But yeah, it actually was.
We have Rob Gronkowski and Mojo Rawley getting to be homoerotic again. R-Truth gets to be needs to be in. Hold on. R-Truth needs to get in on the action. Who is the 24/7 champion? And it's wearing him out. He wants to be protected by the big burly men. Gronkowski attacks Truth and tries to cover him. Rawley pulls Gronkowski off and steals the pin. So now Rawley is the 24/7 champion. And Gronkowski definitely made Rawley sleep on the couch after that.
"24/7 title.
Yes. Paul Heyman's backstage. He hypes up the Brock Lesnar Drew McIntyre match. Heyman says McIntyre is a big bitch wannabe who thinks he can fill the shoes of Brock Lesnar and he can't. Says in the past 20 years he has failed at his task of conveying to the world just how once in a lifetime Brock Lesnar truly is. He's not one amongst us. He's a super being, not even of our species. Drew McIntyre is going to find out tomorrow that he's not. Drew McIntyre is going to find that out tomorrow. And there's not a damn thing Drew McIntyre can do about it. Heyman says McIntyre is going to crawl out of the ring, victimized and conquered. Not by a man, not by a mere mortal, not by one of many champions, but the greatest title holder that's ever blessed a WWE ring with his mere presence. The reigning, defending, undisputed WWE heavyweight champion of the world, Brock Lesnar. And I wish anybody would talk about me like Heyman talks about Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. You gotta have that kind of a hype man.
So next we have Braun Strowman versus Goldberg. It's for the WWE Universal Championship. Goldberg comes out with a ho-hum entrance and a gray old man beard. Both men scream during their introductions. Strowman did the roar. And Goldberg, not to be outdone, did ah! So they have a stare down in the middle ring, talk shit. Goldberg strikes first. He goes for a shoulder tackle in the corner. Of course, Strowman sidesteps. Tries to hit a running power slam. Goldberg escapes, hits the spear. But Strowman immediately gets right back to his feet. Then Goldberg hits another spear. Strowman gets back to his feet. Goldberg hits a third spear. He goes for the cover. Strowman kicks out. Goldberg goes for another spear after pretending to look surprised. And Goldberg hits the fourth spear. He goes for the jackhammer, and Strowman just counters with 4 power slams, 1, 2, 3. It was a fun little match, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta love those matches where it's only finishers.
That's all it was. Where all of a sudden the offense you just took didn't mean a goddamn thing.
Yeah. But yeah, when they're just throwing haymakers, only finishers, and each, yeah, love those kind of matches.
Well, next we have AJ Styles Undertaker hype video. AJ Styles says Undertaker has taken moments from him, so he challenges him to a match at WrestleMania. He says 15 years ago he'd be scared to challenge Undertaker. But Styles doesn't see the Phenom anymore. He sees a broken down old man named Mark Calloway. He said his real name. Styles suggests that Undertaker only comes back each year to wrestle so he can provide Michelle McCool with a lavish lifestyle. He tells Undertaker his wife's going to run him into the ground. And Styles is going to help her. It cuts to a contract signing and Undertaker's ready for a fight. Styles appears on the Titantron and mocks Undertaker and his wife. Styles calls him Mark, says he's pussy whipped. Styles signs the contract, and he has one of his goobers, the OC, deliver the contract to the Undertaker. Undertaker, of course, beats the holy hell out of the OC while Styles makes overdramatic faces, and then Undertaker signs the contract himself. Styles then says he doesn't want selfie posting Mark Calloway. He wants the dead man of yesteryear. And the only way to bring him out is in a match he'll love to be in, a boneyard match. And Styles says he picked out the perfect plot to bury Undertaker. It's the same plot Michelle McCool buried Undertaker's career. So then it cuts to a cemetery. Undertaker's music's playing, and a hearse pulls in through the cemetery gates. Druids pull a casket out of the hearse and open it. And up sits AJ Styles. And there's a fucking beat switch to his music. Styles says it's not scary and he's ready for the Undertaker. And he's like, where is he? And then you can just hear in the distance a motorcycle rumbling. And of course, it can only be the dead man. And then fucking Metallica plays. And Undertaker's just riding in the moonlight. He pulls up. Styles tells Undertaker he didn't think he showed up. Tries to take him out immediately with a brick. And Taker just beats the piss out of AJ Styles and calls him Alan. And he slams Styles in the casket. It was so hard the handle falls off, and then Taker tries to stab him with it. His hand goes through. He's leaning up against the hearse, and Undertaker tries to stab Styles with the handle, and then Taker's arm goes through the window. So now Undertaker's arm's bleeding. He's like, son of a bitch. This is very Western.
Yeah, look what you made me do.
Then Taker slams AJ through the hearse windshield and wails on him on the roof, screaming never to talk about Michelle McCool again. And then AJ throws dirt in Undertaker's eyes, follows up with a swift kick in the dick. Tries to put Undertaker in his grave, but Taker recovers and he knocks AJ into the hole. And then the OC show up, who we've already seen Undertaker easily defeat single-handedly. And Undertaker goes after the OC. Then they're standing in, I don't know if it's a barn or a house or what. I'm gonna call it various things because it looks like various things. But the lights of the building that they're standing in front of come on, and then out comes some druids. So the druids circle Undertaker, and he's looking around. He's like, "All right, if we're gonna do this, let's go." And then they all just start they start fighting. So the Undertaker beats up the druids, but the OC get the jump on him. And then Undertaker remembers that they're the OC, and then he beats them up with a shovel. And AJ comes out of nowhere and clocks Undertaker in the back of the head with something that shatters. I don't know if it was a tombstone or I don't know. I don't know what it was. And he beats the shit out of Undertaker and he spears him through a barn or a shack or whatever. And I'm like, where'd the druids go?
Well, he took the druids out.
Okay. You know what? It reminded me of a mix of Walker, Texas Ranger, and Power Rangers.
And they're the putties.
Yeah. So Styles tells Undertaker he doesn't have it anymore and he isn't the Phenom. Undertaker's just sitting there wheezing. He gives Styles the finger. And Undertaker crawls to the grave for some reason. And Styles clocks Taker in the back of the head with a shovel, and Undertaker falls into the grave. And Styles gets into a bulldozer that just so happens to be nearby. He goes to bury the Undertaker. And then the Undertaker appears behind Styles and whips the shit out of him. And Styles runs, climbs on top of the roof of the house or barn or whatever. And Undertaker makes fire happen. The OC come back to get their asses kicked. Gallows gets knocked off the roof. He's just thrown off. I'm sure he was fine on the next Raw. And then the other one got tombstone on the roof. And then Undertaker chokeslams Styles off of the house barn onto some wooden shit. and Styles is just laying in a heap. He's like, "Oh, goddamn. Ah." And then Undertaker just walks up to him and he asks if he remembers his wife's name. He's like, "What's my wife's name? You remember her name? Was that about me being an old man?"
Yeah. And the best part is like, "You gonna say her name, boy?"
Yeah.
I love when someone gets called boy.
Oh, yeah. Undertaker picks AJ up. They go back to the grave. And AJ's apologizing. He's begging not to be buried. Taker says, "You think I'm going to bury you? You just fought your ass off. Come on, man." He brings AJ in for a hug. He says AJ gave him a hell of a fight. He goes to walk away. And then Taker 300 kicks him into the grave. And then he gets into the bulldozer and buries AJ and reveals a tombstone that says AJ Styles, RIP 1977 to 2022. And you see AJ's hand poking out. Then Undertaker rides off on his motorcycle while Metallica plays again.
And
this was something.
That's the definition of cinema right there.
I guess. It was really cheesy.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I did too.
It was cheesy, but it was the right. I don't know. It's kind of like I felt like I was watching a WWE like action film, especially like the druids coming out and he's just taking out.
When you said the tough guy line before, like, "Okay, well, if we're going to do this,
yeah, well, let's go."
Nobody says that. Yeah, no, I didn't expect to like this at all. But yeah, just the shit talking was exquisite. I didn't expect Undertaker to be such a master shit talker.
Yeah, and this was, as you said, this was like the human Undertaker. because he had been retired, and this is around the time he started posting on social media, and it took everybody like, what the hell? Why is Undertaker posting with dolphins and shit?
Yeah, why is he being a real person?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got 20 years of him being a closely guarded secret, really.
Yeah, he protected his character.
And then he just breaks out with that shit. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Did you find God?
Yeah, and a lot of people was like, did he get hacked? The fact that I remember even the fact that he had a account was something like that part of it. Before he even posted anything, that part of it was news. I don't know how someone figures that out. Like Undertaker has created a Twitter account. Like how are you that in the know to know that like the account was created without it even posting anything?
Yeah, that's some extreme shit. I do know I was really sad when I found that out because it was like, I don't know. It's like the last vestige of it's real to me, man. It's just dead.
Yeah, I remember it was a big divisive thing because it's like, well, on one hand, he's not like wrestling anymore,
Yeah.
but on the other hand, it's just that you thought he was going to be in character forever.
You're right. That's what it was. Like if it was anybody else, it wouldn't be a big deal. Like Hulk Hogan, he's been Twitter posting since he probably had the first account.
Probably.
But Undertaker, he's kept his mouth shut, and yeah. But anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed it. For some reason, it worked. It was just really surprisingly campy because they like to talk about how they're an entertainment business and the production values and all that shit. And I don't know. I was expecting something more polished.
Yeah. I just felt it was like a mini action film or a TV show, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Something you'd see on the CW.
Yeah. So at the time, I was just taking it for face value of just pure entertainment.
And that's exactly what it was.
Like Undertaker bringing the fire, and yeah, him taking out the Druids and the OC, no problem. I remember I expected Kane, but he didn't show up.
Well, I like how they just went right into it. Because they did the hype video and then they just kind of transitioned to it. I think if they would have went into a warm open or did kind of an introduction, I think that would have kind of ruined it. Like they didn't give you enough time to prepare for what you were about to watch. They just put you right in there.
Yeah, jumped right into it.
Yeah, I think if I would have had time to think about it, I would have went in wanting to hate it, and that may have tainted it. But since I didn't have time to formulate a bias, I guess I was a little bit more open-minded. And yeah, for what it was great. Horrible wrestling match, but fantastic sports entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, in late April, it was revealed that WrestleMania host Rob Gronkowski had come out of NFL retirement. He was traded to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was later revealed that Gronkowski exercised his release clause in order to return to the NFL. And he dropped the 24/7 championship to R-Truth in a segment on an episode of Raw. And then on a later episode, Seth Rollins stated that by losing to Kevin Owens, he had been crucified. And now he had been truly risen, buying into his, Monday Night Messiah gimmick. He later attacked Drew McIntyre following a match with Andrade. subsequently set up a title match for Money in the Bank. And since only one member of each team competed for the tag titles, Big E suggested that the other team members face off in a triple threat match for the titles. The match occurred the following week. Big E defeated Jey Uso and The Miz to win the SmackDown Tag Team Championship for a record 8th time for the New Day. And then Elias sang a song about his win over King Corbin. The following week, Elias was about to make another performance, but was viciously attacked by Corbin, who bashed the guitar on Elias's back. And Elias returned at Money in the Bank. He cost Corbin the Money in the Bank ladder match. Following episode of SmackDown, Corbin defeated Elias in a WrestleMania rematch to advance in a tournament for the vacant Intercontinental Championship. And I guess that was the end of the feud. But yeah, that was WrestleMania 36. Up next, we have WrestleMania 30. We have night 2 for WrestleMania 36. The main event is also the main event for Raw. It was Drew McIntyre. He faced Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. Apparently, there was an impromptu dark match afterwards, which Drew McIntyre faced the Big Show. Apparently, it was shown on a later episode of Raw.
Yep. Which officially made the Big Show the main event of WrestleMania.
Nice. And then we had the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. He faced John Cena in a Firefly Funhouse match. Look forward to that. Other prominent matches, we have Edge, who faced Randy Orton. It was a last man standing match, which was Edge's first singles match since April 2011. And we also have Bobby Lashley versus Aleister Black in a singles match.
It's an interesting matchup.
Yes. And yeah, that is our WrestleMania Rewind. We also have on the Turnpike. Never mind. I can't remember the pay-per-view. WCW is coming though. Oh, Starrcade maybe?
Yes, it is Stargate.
Okay. So yeah, we got Starrcade coming up after night 2.
Kevin Nash versus Bill Goldberg for the
Yes,
title.
sir. Which is ironic because he was just on this pay-per-view. It's kind of weird seeing the the quote-unquote old guys be young.
Yeah, it is weird.
And the ones that are still here. But that is all I got.
Well, on that note, we do have to get into some of the stories of the week. Oh, let me get my notes and shit.
All right. Well, you do that. I'm going to grab a drink.
Oh, good. I'm going to get one too then.
Oh, good.
I'm going to refill my water.
Is anybody watching?
No. Don't worry, we'll cut that out if we need to. No one's gonna. Who's watching this deep? You're real one if you do. I'll be right
No,
back.
we lost him.
Oh,
there was somebody
shit.
watching.
Oh, shit.
See, your nonchalant attitude just cost us go get your water.
I'll be back.
I'll yell at you when I'm hydrated.
Jesus.
Sorry, folks. Sorry. And we are back. We were setting up the stories. Tyson usually takes care of that.
You see, that's what happens when you're on a live stream.
What's that?
Sometimes there's got to be breaks.
Yeah. I guess the proper way to have handled that was take turns, but whatever.
Well, not that happens often, so I guess one day, if it if it was a frequent thing, or one day we're gonna have like sponsors, and then we'll just play an ad while we're away. Guys, we're gonna go take a little break. We're gonna run this ad, and then when we get back, we'll,
Yeah, I could have played the song again too.
Oh, there you go.
Oh well.
Well, yes, indeed. Let's talk some stories. So one of the stories we already kind of did, so we don't need to do that again. That being the predictions card. That's one video.
Okay.
The next thing that we are going to discuss, though, is on the. It's on the same lines. It's not on the same lines, but it's talking about WrestleMania. There's this interesting clip that floated around with Kevin Owens. He was on the Chris Van Vliet podcast, and I thought this was interesting to play because you could, every time you were talking about night one main event, or every time you said that Punk and Roman and Rollins were in the main event, you kept saying night one.
Yeah.
So Kevin Owens, he finally, on the Chris Van Vliet show, he addressed the whole night one of WrestleMania. So let's see what he has to say about it.
Audio.
You didn't play it long enough. No.
God damn it. Let me just reset.
Hey. Let me work on my yeets while you. Well, I'm on the big time. You got to go like, I don't know. Maybe I'm not. I'm also sitting too, so that doesn't help with the yeet movement because I have like limited space, so I can't fully yeet. I'll work on it. If I do the watch along, we'll
What to do? And you go, I don't know. Depends on Vince.
Cool. All right.
So I talked to Vince, and Vince go, I don't. Depends on Steve. And I'm like, can't you guys talk to each other for fuck's sake? But yeah, up until that day, we really didn't know for sure what it was gonna be, and turned out to be what it was, and it was pretty great.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I really, I'm very lucky to have been a part of it. It's to this day the craziest thing that I'll ever have done in my career, and I don't think anything will top it, just because of how. Like, even me and Sammy winning the tag titles at WrestleMania was unbelievable in the main event. Which is great now because, WrestleMania main event night one, it's like, it's always been, there's a lot of people that argue like it's not really the main event.
Yeah.
But now that Punk's in it this year, everyone says it is the main event because you don't want to take that away from them. So now it finally validates that, yeah, we've main event the WrestleMania.
We've got two of them.
Yeah. So anyway, winning the titles at WrestleMania together was insane. Like,
So that's
it's not the main event. Shut up.
That's the clip that I caught. He said, because Punk, Roman, and Rollins are in the main event. This kind of validates it as the main event. So, do you still stand on your business that this is not the main event or a
The
main event?
Rock was in the main event last week or last year, and I'd still no. The main event is Cody and Cena. That's the match you want. A consolation prize would be the main event night 1.
I still think it is. There's 2 main events. I say there's 2 main events, more so this year than any other year. Because I keep talking about it. There's people that aren't going to go to, like, live crowd wise. There's people that aren't going to go to both nights. They're going to go to either night 1 or night 2. So
Okay.
to those people, their main event is now. Yeah, they're going to probably watch the other, like what they didn't go to. They'll watch it on TV, but to them, that's like the last match they see is their main event.
Right.
So that's why I would say that there's the 2 night, and also like when we don't really do it, but the end of the year awards, people judge night 1 and night 2 separately. So I think that, like, there is two nights of WrestleMania now. There's just not. It's not one big. It's Harry Potter. I don't know what I'm about to do this for because I've never seen it, but it's Harry Potter.
Don't.
No, I'm gonna do it.
No. Stop your stupid analogy. They're terrible anyway. Just don't invoke Harry Potter. Use different.
Well, there's the Deathly Hallows. Okay.
No, you don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna go somewhere else. I go somewhere else. It's damn it, what's that one show with the vampires and the werewolves? Twilight. There it is. Is it Twilight? And there's Twilight, and then the last movie. There's 2 parts of that stupid movie. But there's 2 parts. It's not just one.
But it's
movie.
the same. It's the same story.
It is. It's a
It's
continuation.
one movie split off into 2 parts.
Yeah, but you don't have to. Well, I guess in that case you do have to see.
Yes, you do.
But I think more and more so, WrestleMania is.
Oh, you're just gonna blow past that failed analogy. I think we need to address that.
No, I'm abandoning it. I admit I lost that one. I'm going to the next thing. It didn't make sense after it initially.
It didn't make sense when you said the first words.
Well, what about like Godfather 1 and 2? That's better. Or any other sequel to a movie. Is that not the same thing? No, because it's not a part. I don't know. Maybe movies isn't the best way to link these 2 things together.
Well, Godfather 2 is a continuation of the story. And technically, I mean, Godfather 1 and 2 both take parts of the book, the original book. So it's like it's the same book that they kind of spliced off into 2 parts, but then they added some other shit. So I don't know if that quite works either.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe movies isn't the way to go on that. But
I mean, I see what you're saying. You're saying it's 2 separate pay-per-views on what just happen to be WrestleMania. My contention is it's the same story broken off into 2 parts. Like you said, your Deathly Hallows thing, it's you got the 7 movies or 7 books, but the last one split off into 2 movies, so it's 8 movies when it's 7 books. But
yeah,
it's still the last movie is Deathly Hallows, no matter whether or not it's part 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's great that they if you want to consider it a main event, that's fine. More power to you. It's just, to me, the main event is John Cena and Cody Rhodes. That's the last. That's the whole shebang. The case in point, we don't even remember that The Rock was in main event night one. I sure as shit don't remember the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens tag match.
Well, I think The Rock one was different than this one because The Rock, that tag team match was directly linked to the main event, or like what was happening the next night. And that was the first time since that's happened, and it didn't happen again. So like that was directly tied into what happens tonight is directly linked to what happens. So in that case, I would argue that that wasn't the main event because it was a part of the bigger story, if you will. This, unless they end up connecting the two somehow, this has no connection. This is this match and this is this match. They're not connected in any way. So you're seeing basically two nights, although they both just have the same name of WrestleMania.
Right, I see what you're saying, but I guess my point is that we're saying that the night one is a separate pay-per-view, right? So it comes with its own main event.
Yes.
But The Rock was in the main event of night one last year, and we don't even talk about that. We don't even remember that. The whole focus, what we remember is Cody beating Roman. Well, just like the year before that, when Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they were in the main event of night one. What we remember is Roman and Cody.
That's true. But I think, I don't know.
I mean, this one might be different because it's the first one and it's actually treated like two separate pay-per-views. I don't know. But from where I'm standing, the more important match has been the one that's on night two. That's been the one that's been the most creative energy. That's been the one that everybody's invested in. That's the one that gets talked about the most. That's the one that has the most impact carrying over into the next year.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I could see it both ways. But let us know what you think in the comments. Is night one of WrestleMania an actual main event consideration, or is it a pre-show? I don't know. Pre-show is what it would really be. And on that, we move on. So we got another. By the way, I need to keep it real with you guys. This was a slow week of news. So when we say these things, we're kind of, we're grasping at straws. Not that they're bad stories. I'm just saying you got to understand that these stories they're maybe a bit of a reach because we got to make something out of nothing. Enter this story. So The Rock, he did an Instagram post, and it kind of got everybody a talking because in his Instagram post, for the audio people, he's sitting at a table, dinner table, and he has a Rubik's Cube in front of him. He's teasing that he's going to do the Rubik's Cube. Now, the part that's sticking out here is the t-shirt he's wearing is a New Japan t-shirt. So The Rock is wearing a t-shirt with New Japan Pro Wrestling on it. And then if you want to further that a little bit, we have even New Japan tweeting this picture out with The Rock sitting with his Rubik's Cube. And they posted it and they said something like, if you smell what the lion's cooking, I guess that being the logo of New Japan. But this got everybody a talking. And there's two things that people got her talking about. And again, this is all sprung off of The Rock wearing a t-shirt. Number one is The Rock buying New Japan Pro Wrestling? Or number two, is he teasing that the WWE is going to partner with New Japan Pro Wrestling?
I certainly hope it's the latter.
It would be good.
Yeah, New Japan is New Japan's a Japanese like staple. I don't know how I feel about an American coming in and taking over. Like, I know how I'd feel about, somebody from Japan taking over Disney or the WWE or something. So just on principle, I'm against it. Creatively, I don't see how The Rock has really proven that he knows how to run a wrestling company.
Well, maybe he doesn't, and maybe he wouldn't, because he does have. I think it'd more so be if he did buy it. I think it'd just more so be him like being the name. Like he owns the. I think he owns it. The whatever the American Football League thing is now.
Doesn't he own the XFL?
Well, it used to be the XFL, but now it's something.
That's
they
different.
combined the XFL with another small football league, and now it's like combined into one spring league deal. So he has that. He has his $7 production. He has his Terramana. He has his Papatui. What I'm saying here is, I don't think he's running all this. I think he just has his name on all of it.
Is any of it successful?
It's all successful. I got some Papatui right now. Oh, that's the only deodorant I buy.
Just because you're a sucker doesn't mean it's successful.
By the way, not sponsored. I'm just telling you what I use. And I think it's pretty successful. I mean, there hasn't been any numbers released on it or anything, but
well, then you don't know.
It's still on the shows.
That don't mean anything.
Well, don't they tend to take things down that don't do well?
I think they tend to put things on there that pay them.
Okay.
If Shark Tank has led me to believe anything, you have to pay to get your shit on there.
Yeah, you do. I don't know.
And one of the sharks can help you do that.
Only with royalties, of course.
Of course. And ownership of the company.
Yeah. But I think it's relatively successful. Or I don't know what successful would mean, but
I mean, I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. I'm just asking. And busting your balls a little bit.
Oh, well, I'm just saying he's got a lot going on. So if he does buy New Japan Pro Wrestling, I don't think he's going to be like
he ain't moving to Japan.
Yeah, he's not going to be in the weeds booking. I don't know, Tomohiro Ishii, or if that's even one of the names.
I don't know. I just don't. I don't like the idea of another culture invading somebody else's culture, because New Japan's a completely different animal.
Yes, that is one concern I did have, because they got their own thing going on, and him just coming in Americanizing it. It wouldn't, like, is he going to sports entertain New Japan?
And they're already suffering from that to begin with. That's Ghetto. He was a booker. I don't know if he still is or not, but he learned a lot from like WCW and shit, and he brought that over. So he kind of started bringing the American shit over. And New Japan's more sports based.
Yes.
It's like WrestleMania 1 on steroids.
Yeah, and they lost their TV contract, so I really can't watch it now. Their American TV contract, like, I really can't watch it now.
I used to be subscribed to their, I guess their equivalent to the WWE network, but it was all in Japanese. And it was before the handy dandy translate option.
I think I've watched some of those, and wasn't JR on commentary, and like it was translated to Japanese.
He did. I think he did the TV show with Mark Burnett. I think.
Oh,
I think they did pre-tapes because I remember JR bitching about it on his podcast. Like, I just can't get the feel of it if I'm doing a pre-tape, but I make do with my barbecue sauce.
but yeah, some of those Japanese announcers, when I hear them, they're like, "Oh no, no!"
I love Japanese.
It's just great.
That's one of my favorite languages.
Yeah, they definitely get it. Like they know how to be or show excitement.
Yeah, everything is over the top.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily fit everything, but it's enjoyable. But yeah, I just hope it's a partnership. I hope we're not buying it. Like I said, it's a staple in Japan. They take wrestling very seriously.
I mean, if he does buy it, I just hope if he does buy it, like, stay out of it. Just just be the name. Maybe you can help promote it or something. Because I'm sure this promotion, like just this post right here, I'm sure they were trending just because of this post. So the publicity just from having The Rock's name attached to it is something.
I just don't get why.
There's another name that would be attached to this that we do have to talk about for a second, and that being Tony Khan, because AEW has a very, very, very deep ingrained partnership with New Japan.
Oh, shit, yeah.
As a matter of fact, they have their Forbidden Door pay-per-view once a year. And, well, they had the Forbidden Door, and then now they've added I think it's Wrestle Dynasty. I'm sure I'm going to get roasted in the comments for not knowing that. But
Wrestle Kingdom.
No, not Kingdom's the big one for New Japan, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you talking AEW?
So they have the crossover Forbidden Door, which is, New Japan versus AEW.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But New Japan also has their version of that. Not Kingdom, but they have their version of it where it's AEW versus New Japan, like specifically just those two. Well, they had CMLL and all that, but this would really throw a monkey wrench into that partnership. Maybe they could all work together. Like,
I don't know.
Just because, and it's not typical WWE. Like, just because you're partnered with them doesn't mean you can't partner with others or play with others.
Yeah, but not a lot of others talk of as much shit as AEW has.
Yeah.
For like, Tony Khan compared AEW or WWE to Harvey Weinstein. I don't know if that. I think that's a bridge burner.
Yeah, a complete line in the sand there. So it'll be interesting to see if anything comes from this. Like I said, this is all this based off of a T-shirt. So, but it's getting a lot of traction. So I thought we ought to talk about it. And then the last thing, we don't have to go in too much depth into it, but the last thing we have on the news cycle was Becky Lynch. So for some reason, she was on this Ultimate Improv show, and she was talking about her return to wrestling. And let's just go ahead and play it here.
Audio.
Yeah.
It's WrestleMania season, isn't it? You know, look, I'm not wrestling anymore. Hey.
Oh no.
Oh no, where'd it go? She's
I
about
suck.
to cook right there.
I was trying to blow it up.
It's WrestleMania season. It's WrestleMania season, isn't it? You know, look, I'm not wrestling anymore. Maybe one day, but not right now. Oh, thank you very much. But my husband is.
And there you go. That's it. So Becky Lynch says she's not wrestling right now. So this kind of spread through the news cycle, as in Becky Lynch announces her retirement. That's the way they spin that.
So she's on some shitty improv show, and she's clearly doing some shitty improv, and she's clearly doing like some sort of facts or something where she has to describe herself, and she's dropping that. She says she's not wrestling right now.
She did say right now. And again, this is how the dirt sheets spin it.
Oh my god.
They spin it to, she announces her retirement. That's basically what they're saying here. And that's why, at least for us, I like to have the clip and play the clip so you can hear the context, so you can hear there's no like speculation. This is exactly what she said and where she said it and how she said it.
And she's
So
giggling.
that's why I liked it. Yes. Like
what the fuck?
Yeah, she's clearly doing some kind of improv here, and she also said she's not wrestling right now.
Just could you imagine waking up next to that every morning? God damn.
She doesn't look bad right here.
Oh,
She's got the blonde going on.
She's got that Bruce Jenner look going on.
She looks like she's ready to grip. Do with that what you will.
ready to grip her penis.
Do with whatever I just said. Do with that what you will. I'm not even gonna elaborate. But
look at that. She's got a bigger bulge than Rollins.
Well, her pants are way up there. But do you think she shows up at WrestleMania? I guess that's or anytime like close to that.
I don't see why she would. Maybe she can, because if she shows up at WrestleMania, it's for either the triple threat or the Charlotte match. And then if she shows up for the Charlotte match, then Tiffany Stratton's really buried.
Yeah.
If she shows up for the Ripley triple threat match, then there's 4 people and nobody really would give a fuck.
Yeah.
So I don't see an opening for her at WrestleMania. I mean, she could just walk out like Lacey Evans.
Just show up and then turn around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she shows up at WrestleMania. I don't think she's really needed because everything's kind of full. But I also don't, as the news reports would have you believe, I don't think she's retired. She's not coming back. Like, she's not coming back this weekend. Maybe around SummerSlam she might come back. If that's just me guessing.
Right.
She might not come back. She might like not wrestling. She's got the book.
How long was she out for her pregnancy? Obviously the 9 months, but like
she came back pretty close after that, from what I remember.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't miss her either way.
Fair enough. And from what I remember, Seth Rollins sounded a pretty lucrative deal, so she probably doesn't even need to work. And if I think we've been through this already, but I said if maybe he got his big contract and he put his foot down as a man and said, "You're staying home, woman, and you better
He's
have
also
the."
got a coffee company.
Seth Rollins?
Yeah, it's in Iowa. Yeah,
I didn't know that. Good for him. Probably. Is it like a what is it? Is it like store send home coffee, or is it like a actual store? Like, do you go to? Golly, I don't know what I just said.
I don't either. I think you can buy some of it online. Obviously, they would probably make coffee there as well. It'd be like a Starbucks.
Okay, that's what I was saying. Is like
I'm sure you have
do you-
artisan coffee places, especially in your area.
yeah, you go there and you gotta talk to the barista, and they make the little coffee with the flour thing in it.
Yeah.
The little flour foam.
And you see the
Okay.
people that live there.
Yeah. Like, who does work there? Like,
I have
there's
no
people
idea.
that do it, but like,
I just
you
don't
take
understand
your
the people that bring their furniture and shit. Like they decorate. They put up their family pictures like it's their cubicle.
yeah, you really want to be out of the house, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe they're just pretending. There's this one guy. I don't go to Starbucks a lot, but sometimes I pick up there for people. And there's this guy. Every time I've gone in there, he's just sitting in the back, playing some video game on his laptop. It's like his little ritual, is just to go there and play his video game.
I never go to Starbucks.
It's too rich for my blood, but
It's too awful. Like if I'm going to
it's
pay
coffee.
good money for coffee, I'm going to I would do someplace local, do a local business. But I want to overpay for good coffee. I don't want to overpay for bad coffee.
I'm not that much of a coffee snob.
I'm not either,
So-
but I know what tastes good and what doesn't.
I'm saying I'm not that much of like I get Folgers, so
Oh. See, I don't like Folgers. I like the what was the blue one?
is it
Was it
International
Maxwell
House
House?
or something?
Yeah.
It's something. Yeah, we both got house part. You probably got it all right. Maxwell House, yeah, sounds about right.
But now I drink Pete's. I used to do the French press shit. Boil water, get my coffee grounds, get my grinder. Let the grinds bloom.
Yeah, I've seen people do that. It seems like I'm too impatient to be doing all that.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not a quick thing. I like the K-Pods. The K-Pods are good too. I like strong coffee. I like shit that puts hair on your chest.
I actually don't like K-Pods. I hate them, as a matter of fact. I
Yeah,
don't like how they taste.
that's fair.
Like, I had a Keurig, I had to get rid of it because I didn't like. I was like, nope, send me back to the instant coffee.
Instant coffee.
Instant coffee. Well, I mean, that or no, I'll ground it or not. I don't grind it, but it's already ground up. I just put it in the filter and do it that way. But yeah, those cups, I just don't like the way they taste after they brew.
Yeah, I get that. I like some of the. I don't know. There's a Cinnabon one that's pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah.
they look good. The flavors is just
Yeah. No, I get it. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
which I'm upset that I don't like them because some of those flavors look. It's like, damn it! I wish I could try it out.
I don't like instant coffee.
Oh, well, there you go.
That shit's nasty. That's what lowlifes drink.
It does take.
That's what kid toucher to drink.
It does taste a little like Hotel 6-ish, or not even a hotel, a motel,
Yeah.
where they give you coffee, or if you back from our work days, we had that coffee that was just sitting there all day,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like end of day coffee.
Although if you get a little instant coffee, some sugar, and a little bit of milk, and whip it, you make a little nice little dessert.
Yeah, coffee coaster's big. But on that note, I think that does it for the show. So if you agree with anything, let us know in the comments. If you disagree with anything, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let us know if you think Becky Lynch is coming back or not, or if The Rock is buying New Japan or not. And is there anything else?
Mickey James smells like ass.
All right. And survey says one more for the good guys.